Hello.
Hey, that was the most quiet hello. So careful, just hello.
Hello. So wait,
Hey everyone, what's up?
Wait, so we're live? Or
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just waiting for like
we're not doing another sound check.
I'm sorry, I was just like waiting for a countdown. It was just like unmute mic. So I go, oh, okay, hello, we're here. Hello, welcome. You're well. I have a script I have to read, so everybody needs to bear with me. So welcome to another episode of Hit Point Paints. My name is Dingo, and for the next couple of hours, I'll be showing off my doodling, which is a D&D character I got going on. And this stream is also featuring some music from the Fool's Gold soundtrack by Command Creative Studios. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's just a big Q&A with Felix as well, who is the creator of the Fool's Gold campaign setting that is going on right now. We have a Kickstarter that's going in full swing, and we just hit 1 million. Yay.
Woo.
Yeah. So yeah, we thought we would do a fun Q&A for anybody who wants to ask some questions, which if you would like to ask some questions, simply write in all caps question and then your question, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right. I
got my eyes peeled on chat for that question words. As soon as I see it, I'm gonna snipe it. Wolfric, that works. Yes, see? Sniped it. We're good to go.
Good.
That was the beta test.
All right. I have other things I need to say though. Is that so we're on the Hit Point Press Twitch right now, so they have other streams coming up, which is stream check out Hit Point Press's upcoming stream schedule in the chat or panels below. Tomorrow we got Allie is painting Gothy at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so sure to pop in, say hello, and tell how amazing her painting skills are, because my god, painting something so tiny, I don't know how she does it.
Allie is so good at that.
Well, it also makes me so nervous. Like watching it, I'm like, huh? Yeah, so yeah, we're just doing Q&A. Oh, and also I'm trying not to swear this entire time, so that's gonna be a show in itself. So let's get going.
Yeah, you guys should appreciate us really holding back on the swears this time. It's a challenge run this time.
I need my duck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ducking mess it up this time.
Nah, I'm gonna try really hard. My problem is that when I get nervous, I start swearing because I try to make the mood as casual as possible. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, my brain's like, swearing's casual because nobody can be professional with all the swearing going on. So yeah, that's kind of like, I'm fighting against that right now. Anyway, so Felix is gonna take control of the questions and feed them to me.
The honor, thank you.
Feed them to me.
Feed them to you?
Feed them.
Oh, that's the weirdest way to say that. I'm just gonna
Shush.
spoon feed you the question. But yeah, so send us all your good questions and mark it with the big old question word. And I can't answer any obvious spoilers. However, I will try to reveal a few extra things about the Kickstarter that haven't been revealed yet. And overall, I'm gonna prefer questions that will be focused more on like Fool's Gold or like the Kickstarter and pieces of it or like lore. But if we have time, maybe we'll get to some other questions as well. Yep. With that,
like if you're a cat or a dog person.
Both. Obvious.
Yeah, true.
Animal person. Simple as that.
I'm more cat.
It's because you are like a cat.
Yes.
Yeah, you.
No denying that.
No, no denying that. Wants love and affection for 5 minutes and then like, nah, duck off.
You swore.
No, I said duck.
Oh, okay.
You swore.
What? Did I?
Anyways, we're here to answer questions. Gregory Soup asked the question, is the soundtrack available to us?
Not the full one, not currently.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're still making it. We're still doing stuff.
Yeah. So we're still waiting to receive each of the tracks. One of the tracks? How many do you have uploaded? You have 2 right now, right?
2, and
Yeah.
then this week I'm hoping to upload another one.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's gonna be good. But yeah, we've got 2 tracks already on the YouTube channel, Dingo Doodles, in case you don't know. And the 3rd one will be coming up soon. And they're bops. I mean, you're listening to them now, I'm pretty sure. So enjoy.
yes.
Anyways, Monchi, what did the sheep do? Next question. Kenny Holt is. Felix, what was your favorite of the shenanigans of my players getting up to? How can I how do I narrow that down? You guys
Wait,
got up to
what?
so many shenanigans.
What's the question?
Like, what was my favorite parts of the shenanigans you guys are getting into during Fool's Gold? Like all the funny events.
It's like, but that's like everything.
Yeah, that's like everything. I mean, I love it when they are just them, you know? Of course the Tarrasque was hilarious, right? But there's even other things like, Bucket, the NPC. It had this whole he's edge lord, guard master, whatever, and just like Bucket. His name's Bucket now.
You tempted me, man. It was just like
I did not. I made a sincerely mysterious NPC, and you just destroyed him.
Well, it was like, what else am I supposed to do when he was like, I don't have a name? And I was like, well, then I'll give you a name. Like,
I have no name.
yeah,
I
that's
remember
really
that.
what you said.
I know.
I have no name. I'm the shadows. I am the the man who goes around and you don't know he's behind you. And it's like, I'll just call you Bucket. There we go. And it's just like, why? And it's like, I don't know. It was the first word that came to my mind.
Oh, but yeah, just you guys being you, or like the shenanigans of like Necromart and Prayers Are Us, and every session was a hoot.
So much stupid stuff.
So much stupid stuff. But yeah, those would be some of my favorite moments. Do you have a favorite one, Dingo?
Let me think. I mean, I always love it when we always forget about something, and then it comes and bites us in the butt. And
Like
it's always just like, like Bouclair was like that.
Uh-huh.
And like all this stuff of just being like, dang, I forgot we left that thing there. Or I forgot about that.
The party is like the definition of, did we leave the stove on?
Yeah, I think that's the entire campaign.
That's the entire campaign.
Did we leave it on?
Yeah.
And more or not, we usually do. So.
Oh yeah, they do. That I mean, I became known as a consequence DM because they kept opening themselves up to consequences.
Yeah.
But
next question.
Sure.
Another.
Gris97 is asking, is Sneeze Sips's mother?
No.
I'll let the chat answer that one.
Well, no.
That would be one hell of a plot twist, though. Should we
That
retcon
would
the
be
one I did and just make Snips? Yeah.
I think I feel like awkward about that. I think I would have vetoed that. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that'd be so weird. But no, Sneeze is not Sips's mother. We will, you may or may not encounter Sips's mother at some point. Like, you'll learn more about her, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And what she's all about.
Yes.
Don't want any spoilers.
No spoilers.
Here's a question from Uncle Lucio. Dingo, what's the worst encounter I made you go through?
There's so many. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone.
Everything sucks. No, the worst encounter.
So I guess by worst, you could either mean the one that you would dislike the most, like maybe the most stressful, or maybe the hardest.
They're all stressful. Let me think. If I had to, it wasn't. I always bring up the Baylors. The Baylors were the most stressful. That was a different campaign though. That wasn't Fool's Gold. That was a different campaign. And my character... Okay, where do I start with this? Okay. I'll start from ground one.
Sure.
The ground zero.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
There was a Baylor we had to fight. They came through a portal and was like, yo, I'm fight you. And was setting forest on fire and stuff like that. It was rough, and we were like, okay, we fight you. But we're also level 8, and it's a Baylor. I don't know if you guys know what, like, the level of a Baylor, but it ain't level 8. Like,
And
it
this
ain't
is
for a
this is
level
3.5. Just saying.
Oh yeah, 3.5. Right, I forgot. So it's pretty strong. And
Pretty strong. It's a CR20.
yeah. So we're like, okay. Though to our credit, we did have like an army with us, so it was good for that. But it was like, cool. We have to fight a Baylor, and then the Baylor was like, hey, you want to see something stupid? And it just summoned another Baylor. And it was like, really? Like,
oh yeah, really?
because
I have no regrets.
You randomly rolled for that because like Baylors can summon any demon.
Baylors can summon other demons,
demons.
And other Baylors are part of that choice.
So it technically could be an infinite Baylor line, you know, just like keep summoning other Baylors.
Technically.
Yeah, so I was just like, cool, awesome, we get 2. So yeah, we had to do that, and then the Baylor, like I was playing a druid, and I don't know how we got to it, but I think I summoned like hot water on him or something. It was like, oh, it was ice. I like,
yeah,
like a little bit of ice. It was like, and it only did like 8 damage or something like that. I don't remember how much damage it was. It wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot.
And then the thing just turned to my character, and then I had to make a will save, so a wisdom save. And if I just beat it, I just beat the DC and saved by 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. And if I had failed, I would have exploded. No other say, I would have instant died. And I was like, what?
I have no regrets at all.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that was probably the roughest.
Yeah. Oh man.
The roughest. We managed to beat them somehow, but we also had a lot of help. So
you did. And by the way, that spell that she's referencing, remember this is D&D 3.5. That spell is called Implosion. So if she had failed that spell, her character would have literally just imploded into itself and died forever.
Which is rough because I think at the time, my character was like the god of Mother Nature or something. Like she just inherited Mother Nature's god powers, but she was still level 8 because she was still learning how to be a god. So it was like, no, she was terrible. So if she had died, all things on the planet would have died.
Every plant on the planet would have died, followed by the creature soon after.
Yep. So I was
no
just
pressure.
Like, awesome. Okay, now we move on. We
okay.
A limited amount of time. We can talk for this.
Sure. Let's see here. Diamond Dolphin. Dingo and Felix, what are your favorite characters from Fool's Gold? PS for Dingo, other than Sips and Sneeze. And we're going to say NPCs, of course.
Yeah, okay, let's do NPCs then.
Yeah. So what's your favorite NPC?
I mean, other than, like, Biased Vicky,
Biased Vicky is a valid answer.
Vicky is...
Do you have, what's your number 2? Vicky's number 1. What's your number 2?
I'm thinking of, like, who do I always, like, look forward to interacting with? Like, who's the one that I really enjoyed, like, oh, they coming. I think from, like, the outside, Wizardly. But the inside, I hated his guts. He would always sass me.
Yeah, like Sips and Mr. Wizardly do not get along.
And McSass.
And Mexas, which is my favorite NPC because I love playing Mexas. And I mean, her accent is so easy, you know? This whole lot of S.
And I mean, like, we didn't go much into depth with her in the show, but
I mean, mostly she was trying to kill you, so kind of, yeah.
yeah. So,
but Mexas is actually pretty fleshed out, and in the book you'll get like all the details. So
that's true. You'll get like all her lore and stuff. Though you'll get the lore of like a lot of characters, I think.
Yeah. No, you'll get all the goodies on all the NPCs. Because actually, you know, I know this is not a question, but I'm gonna bring it up. I just met with I met with one of my editors today for the book, and we were talking about how like we're designing not just the NPCs, but big portions of this book to really open themselves up to lots of like unique stories. So what that means is you're basically getting like the full background and the full template for like cities, towns, cultures, NPCs, people, and like you can make full campaigns with this information. So yeah, just want to plug that while we're on the topic.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it will be cool. And you can probably like infer based on what's written in the book how I played NPCs. Like what was up with Mexas, you could have probably guessed based on reading Mexas in the book. Infer? Like you'd make a conclusion on it. So like you can read it and you can kind of guess like, oh, that's probably how he played her.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Or people just like make their own thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So next one is God, how to pronounce it? XO. Oh no, it's XO Warwork. Asking, will you please add the Calandria to the hardcover book? I can't guarantee that, but it's something I want to try to do. But right now the world is going bonkers with like printing timelines and shipping and costs and stuff like that. So we'll see how that exactly goes down. But if I can include Calandria in the main hardcover book, I will do so if it's possible. So,
yep.
Yeah, but no promises, unfortunately.
No promises.
Jazzy Hip Booyah. If you could have any monster from D&D as a pet, what would it be?
Aw. That's,
I mean, come on, man. I'm gonna go for the pet dragon.
Of course you are.
I played Monster Hunter Stories for the sole purpose of a pet dragon.
True.
But what would yours be? And Sneeze doesn't count.
Because he's not a monster, so.
Oh, true. Sorry, Sneeze, I did you dirty.
He did him dirty. Let me think. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know that many D&D monsters because we homebrew everything.
Well, you can use a homebrew monster. Maybe I'll give a bit of feedback on it if it happens to be one of those.
Maybe something from the book that I'm trying to think of that might work.
Would you have a jungle sheep as a pet?
No, absolutely not.
No?
No.
Oh.
No, absolutely not. And people who buy the book will figure out why.
Yeah.
Let me think. I would want I'd want a Cryodon.
Oh, totally. Second choice. The Cryodon. Yeah.
So
We posted up the Cryodon already, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we posted up the little pit.
Well, we have the fully rendered one posted, right?
I don't know.
I think the preview's been. Anyways, I can talk a bit about the Cryodon. So I promised we'd reveal a bit more content, so I can talk about them. So the Cryodon are, you can think of them basically as ice iguanas, in case you haven't seen the artwork yet on the Kickstarter. But what they are, they're actually ancient creatures that have lived in the bellowing wilds for a really, really long time in the mountains. And they actually transformed those mountains into just like a tundra. So within this otherwise hot, sweaty jungle, you can actually go to icy mountains and have like a tundra adventure in the middle of your jungle setting. And what their whole deal is they've basically got a lot of special powers, and they've got ancient, ice-based magic that they can use, but people don't know, exactly how they cast that magic, and it's a bit of a mystery. And they are actually the source of an entire new druid circle in the book. They're called the Druid Circle of Cryodon. And what they do is they actually bond with these creatures, and they partner up with them, and it lets them borrow magic from the Cryodon to use, and like to cast spells or have special abilities and cast some really cool ice magic. Basically, they're an awesome ice druid with a really cool icy pet.
Yeah, it's like you're a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
You only can choose ice.
Yeah, all you get is ice.
All you get is ice.
And Cryodon love riding on shoulders of people. They kind of sit around the druids like a scarf. And they really love ice skating with druids and then sticking their little snoots up to take the wind in.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah.
This is why I want him.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the Cryodons. Oh, also, they age so slowly that they're like basically immortal. They're technically not immortal, but they basically are.
They're like lobsters.
And they have, I guess I would call it an evolution. While a Cryodon is kind of like...
Pokemon.
I know, right? Because while a Cryodon is kind of the size of a larger cat, there is one called a permafrost Cryodon. And that thing is, I think it's a huge-sized creature. And they're basically giant ice monarchs. But not getting into those today.
They're very regal. Yeah.
They're super regal, yeah. And yeah, again, they're basically immortal. And the whole idea is they move and age at glacial speeds. So yeah, I know. Puns are all over that writing. So, hey, that was a really long answer to a really short question. But yeah, I'm eager to talk more about the content of the book. Anyways, there's lots of questions, so we're gonna keep moving forward. What was the hardest part of converting from campaign to setting? There's actually two big challenges we had. The first challenge is it was in 3.5, and we have to convert everything to 5e, and that's definitely got different balancing, and thank God my editors know a lot about that. I mean, I'm working with the writing team from Hit Point Press. They also worked on like Heckna and Humblewood, and they really know their stuff on balancing. So you're gonna get... I want to be careful. Like, yes, it's well balanced, but it's still me, so it's still a little bit overpowered. Yeah, but expect fair but tough and fun challenges for that. The second hard part of converting a campaign to a setting is to open it up. Because if you think about it, when you have a D&D campaign, you've got the perspective of your players and you really flesh out whatever they interact with. But the rest of the world tends to be, almost not blank, but not as lived in. So we had to kind of take this adventure we had and take the Fool's Gold group out of it and just leave the world behind and maybe some of their influences. And
I don't know how we did that, but somehow we did.
I promise you I pulled it off.
Yeah, oh, you definitely did. Oh, absolutely. But it was definitely like, how do we do this?
Yeah, and those things can be really challenging because if you do it wrong, you accidentally end up taking the character out of the entire thing. You want to make sure it still has that nice character to it. So, yeah. Also, of course, you have to get rid of inside jokes that people might not understand and those sorts of things. And you can polish up plot holes that definitely never existed. So,
oh, no, never.
Nope.
Never.
No, there was no plot holes. I mean, hey, once you buy the book and you get it, you'll see no plot holes. Anyways, next question. Thief of Rose. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read out Kenny Holtis. That was the person who asked that last question. Apologies. Thief of Rose is asking, what's up with the spider people in the Kickstarter? I love them so much. I want to know more. I got you covered. So, spider people. They are called, so it's a new race in this campaign setting, and they are actually called weavers. And what their whole deal is, I'm not going to get into the entire lore because it's a long lore, but to summarize, they are spider people. Basically, there is a group of spiders in the world of Ambria that serve the gods. You know, if you kind of think about how like the drow kind of worship spiders a little bit, this is like the surface version of that, but a bit more wholesome. And if you kind of join up with them and you fulfill certain requirements, they can actually turn you into a weaver. So you might start out as something like an elf, but then you undergo like the ritual of weaving and you gain some of these extra features, like your face structure changes a little bit, and you get 4 spider arms that kind of protrude out of your back, and they allow you to do a few extra abilities. Now, yeah, good for hugging, and you can give 6 high fives at once. Yeah, and there's 3 sub races at the moment. We have the Gladius Weaver, which is kind of based on a more like tarantula design. You know, they're big, strong, beefy boys. We've also got the Acrobatios Weaver. They're based on the cute, colorful jumping spiders. And then we've also got the Sicario Weavers, which are based on like the more like poisonous spiders, you know, like the jet black, like Black Widow kind of spiders. But I mean, I know we're talking about spiders, but it's actually all very wholesome, and it's not gross or scary at all. It's like, this is the most wholesome version of spiders you're gonna see. And they have a whole huge culture. Like, they tend to be very like kind of like monks, you know, they're very like peaceful people generally, but and they also devote a lot of their time to the gods because that's kind of the origin of them. But of course, you can play them however you want. You know, if you want to play just like, don't swear. No, don't swear. I almost swore. I caught myself. I almost swore. If you want to play someone unsavory, you can do that. The race doesn't lock you into any choices. And I know Dingo really wants to play one and wishes they had gone there in the actual campaign. Yeah. One day you'll get to play a Weaver.
Yeah, I just have to figure out when.
I mean, even if it's a one-shot, we'll give you a chance.
Yeah, I might just do a one-shot. Well, mostly just to test it out. Like the mechanics and stuff you built are pretty cool, so I'm like, try that.
Yeah, honestly, the Gladius Weaver has a really cool ability I'm excited for people to explore. It's called like Retribution, and it's basically Yeah, I know, and it's like, God, I love that name.
It's definitely your brand.
Yes, but it lets you like manipulate damage you take and basically dish it back up. No more for spoilers than that. You'll have to see for yourself. But I've got some really good feedback on people who have tried out the race so far, and they love the lore, they love the mechanics. So I think if that intrigues you from what you saw just by the silhouette, you're really going to enjoy playing this race if you get a chance to do so. Yeah, that's the Weavers.
Yes.
Wolfric. Asking, are you a dinosaur or a dragon person? So I'm a dragon person because it's basically dinosaurs with wings. What about you, Dingo?
You really have to ask me that?
Yes, I know. I'm specifically asking you because I know how you feel about them.
I'm sorry, chat, but I hate them both.
Yeah, but okay. So the thing is, you have to choose one. Wolfric didn't open this up for debate. You have to choose dinosaur or dragon.
I'd rather choose dragon.
Dragon?
Yeah, I absolutely... I don't like dinosaurs. I'm sorry. Everybody's just like, dinosaurs are the best. It's like, oh, I hate them so much. It's just like, I never want them to come back, ever.
No, Jurassic Park is not a scary movie. It's a hopeful movie of the future.
No, I hate I've constant dreams or nightmares of dinosaurs running at me and eating me, so it's like, I hate them. I hate them so much.
Well, then let's move on from this one.
Yes, please.
RD Splatters. Dingo, do you main a digital pen and tablet, or do you mouse, or both? I personally use a mix.
Dang, a mouse? Dang, that's hardcore. No, I'm all tablet, and I'm all Wacom tablet, so I'm like,
Whack.
I'm not, like, I don't do Cintiq. I do, like, the flat top tablets.
The ones that don't have a screen.
Yeah, I do that one. Actually, all my episodes are made from a small bamboo tablet. So it's
Yeah, which is like a $100 like tablet you can
$80.
buy. Yeah, $80 at Best Buy.
Yeah, $80 tablet. I do all my episodes on that little tablet because it's like, it's just convenient, and it's the size is fine, and I also got it for free, so I was like, yeah. Oh wait, did I? I think I did. I think I got it from Julian's player because she didn't want it anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
I've been using that one, and then I have the Intuos big boy tablet. That's
No
like,
swearing.
I know, I'm catching myself. Big boy tablet that is like the largest one you can buy, but this is like the Intuos 4. So it's like from 2011 or so, 2011, 2010. Which I saved my butt off for. I had a job, and I was like, all my money's going towards this one tablet.
That good retail money. Hard earned.
It was like $600.
Yeah, wow. That must have felt so good when you got to buy it.
Definitely. Like high school me, absolutely. Like, saved so long for it, and then I finally got it, and then I was like, this is it. I can't peek.
This is the moment.
And I still use it today. You know, I've been using it for over 10 years. With definitely having to fix it several times.
Yeah, there's a bit of glue and solder on there.
Yeah.
But it's a good example when people are thinking they need really big fancy equipment to do good quality stuff. And it's like, no, $80 tablet. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, the $600 tablet isn't a good example of that, but...
Well, no, it actually is, because you have it, but you chose to put it to the side in favor of the bamboo.
Yes.
So it's funny that way.
It just worked for me better.
Yeah. All right. So next question. Pocket Penguin. Do you know when the next animated episode of Fool's Gold is gonna drop?
I'm shooting for the 11th.
That's November 11th. So, well, let me check what day that is.
Thursday.
That is the Thursday coming up next week.
Yes. I'm at like, I think I only have about 2 minutes left of animation. But then I also have like to do sponsor and fixes and stuff, which is about 4 days of work.
We've got a really cool sponsor this time. I'm not going to talk about them yet, but actually they got some really neat stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I have about 4 to 5 days left of work. So but yeah, it should be out by Thursday. I'm shooting for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And if she's even a day late, just absolutely bombard her on Twitter, cancel her, like just
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. Well, I'm just making sure you stay on topic, right? Like on task.
Of course.
Keeping you productive.
Of course. Don't even.
Moving on. I'm about to butcher this name. I apologize. Ikaru 95. If my player chose to play as a monkey called Sips, how would real Sips react by meeting a copy of himself?
Oh,
that's a good one.
It's like when, a cat meets another cat. They instantly go like they just, yeah.
Start casting spells at each other and swearing.
And I'm pretty sure your Sips would react the same. Be like, what's with this guy? It's just like this freaking monkey, man.
Yeah.
Just impersonating me.
Yeah, and then you would have OG Gothy and potentially clone Gothy trying to pull them apart, stopping the fight.
Yeah, and then both Gothies just like look at each other like, "Good job."
Yeah,
like,
then they go have tea.
Yeah, they go have tea. They're like, yeah, same stuff, different day.
Good times.
I gotta draw this hand, and I know it's gonna go bad.
Alrighty, we've got one from Jazzy Hipuya. How do you get so invested in your characters?
Ooh.
Why don't you start
That's
on
a
this
good
one?
question.
Yeah,
That's
you
a good
start.
question. How do I get so invested? I think you first start out with something interesting that you want to challenge yourself with. So like just mechanics wise, or like a race you've never played before that's really interesting. So because most of my characters start with a blank slate, like I don't actually know who they are 100%, because you don't really know the character until like the end of the campaign for me anyway, because I have to see how they react to things. So just mechanics itself is good, but putting something personal into them usually gets me pretty invested real quick. So I used to subconsciously do this, but now I consciously do this because it's like, well, cut out the middleman. I know this is gonna happen. I might as well think about it. I put some problem I'm having into the character. So I've had characters that have been very self-conscious and they kind of got over that. I've had characters that struggle with their emotions and understanding how they work and like working through that, which is nice. It's like looking at your problem from a third person's perspective really has helped me understand who I am as a person, just by playing these characters, which is wild when you think about it, but it's true. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know I was that type of person that has issues with this certain thing, but I totally do. And Sips was a lot like that. Like, I'm gonna go in depth with it later on as the story progresses, but there's some stuff that Sips goes through that I actually look back on, and at the time I was also going through the exact same stuff. So I was just like, huh, I guess that's a self-reflection. And I also learned how to deal with that problem by learning how the character dealt with the problem, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, I've been kind of like working through my own personal issues with the character, but in a safe space. It's like it's a place where I can just be like, yeah, I have these issues, let's work on them. It's like therapy. Oh, did I?
Yeah, you're getting a bit quiet.
Maybe up, down, left, right. Is that better?
Maybe a bit of extra gain.
Okay. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Now we can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what's up with my mic lately. It's been on and off. Just like, maybe I gotta get a new mic. True.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, that was kind of like my answer for that. But
yeah,
Felix, now you.
I mean, gosh, you really covered it well. Of just like,
okay.
It's free therapy.
Free therapy with friends.
Yeah, when it's about what kind of like what kind of group you play with, we really enjoy getting into character. But if your group wants to keep it more casual, you know, it's just like, let's go blow some stuff up, then that's fine too.
Like you don't have to go in depth with your, like, let's see what emotional trauma I'm gonna uncover with playing this character, and it's like, no, you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that to yourself.
It comes out sometimes where you least expect it, and you're like, why is this character upset? And it's like, because I'm upset about this thing.
Yeah. So you can learn some interesting things, not just about your character, but also yourself. So here's another question. This one's from Trom Kara. What is Dingo's thoughts of finding a duck in a dungeon? Is it a trap? No spoilers.
I mean, if I saw a duck in a dungeon, I'd be cautious, I guess. But also, I don't know. I'm an
No,
agent of chaos.
hang on. Let
What?
me set the scene.
What?
You're playing Fool's Gold as Sips.
Okay.
You're going through some ruins or something,
Uh-huh.
and you just find this one room with just a chained up duck in it. What would you do?
Am I alone?
Yeah.
I'd shoot a message to Gothy.
Hey, come look at this duck.
One of your ducks. I think one of your ducks is here. And for some reason, somebody put it in a box and chained it up. So...
I'm excited for people to get their hands on the duck mini. I'm so excited.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Go check out the sketch. Like, you guys, like, put, like, the link in the Twitch or whatever.
Well, it's in the Kickstarter, so...
yeah, but, like, no, I'm just saying, like, if you go into the Kickstarter and you go into the update section or whatever, or the stretch goal section, they have pictures of the mini that's a duck. It's amazing. It was done by Gothy's Player. Oh, it's so good.
Like, after the Trask, that one's our next favorite.
Yes.
That's how high it ranks.
It's the duck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the duck is so good.
So many good minis. And more coming. Next stretch goal.
Yeah.
We got another question from Kenny. Dingo, have you considered making a soundboard and hitting the button that makes a duck noise when you want to swear?
Well, doing the stream has made me consider it, so
yeah, we should
for the future.
We should get one.
Oh god, I can't even multitask with looking at the chat. So I'm just like, how would I possibly even keep that in mind?
Yeah. Excuse me for that. Yeah. All right. Next question from Monchi. When you started your channel, were you going for like a YouTuber animated stories general thing, and then people were just like, yeah, we get it, you're afraid of water, whatever, back to Funny Monkey Man? What did make you decide to actually stick with Fool's Gold?
So there's a couple factors with it. So I
Focus.
Sorry. I'm drawing and I'm talking at the same time. So the main thing about my channel was, the first time I started, it was actually just an outlet. Like, YouTube was an outlet because at the time I just finished up a big contract that I just did with Starbreeze Studio for comics and stuff for Payday 2, and I was like, I need a break. I am going to start up a YouTube channel because I've always wanted to do it. So, and I've always wanted to do storytime animation. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I love telling stories, just like life stories and stuff, because that was a lot what my comics were based off of.
Really? We can't tell.
Yeah. Funny things. So, but then at the time when I was doing YouTube at the beginning, before I actually started up the channel, we've been playing a lot. And for some reason, my brain was like, you have to do the Trask video. Like, you have to. And I was like, my first one? Really? You sure? Because nobody's going to watch that one because all the popular stuff is not D&D. It's all like, I went to school and did X, Y, and Z, and like my first crush and all that stuff, like very clickbaity stuff that people do enjoy, and I do enjoy as well. But I was just like, well, I don't know if that's the right one to start with because nobody would know. Not many people know D&D, at least that I thought of. At least the mechanics and stuff. So, but my brain was like, no, you have to do it, and I was like, fine. It felt like one of those moments that was like, if you don't do this, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. I don't know if you guys have ever had that moment. But yeah, so I did it. It blew up, and I was like, oh, okay. And then the more and more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, I've never actually told a story all the way through, front to back, in front of people. I actually have a huge fear of telling stories in front of people, because I never had told a story front to back in front of people because I get very self-conscious.
Mhm.
Real quick, like Felix is the first one I've ever actually told a story all the way front to back in front of, like, a creative story. So this was my, like, I have to do this. I have to get better if I'm gonna actually become a storyteller. So I'm gonna do it. And then I actually, wait, what happened? Why is my thing gone? Oh, there it is. I actually went back and forth about keeping with it for quite a while. I think after every video, every episode, I would come to Felix and be like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this because I'm scared. And he's like, you have to finish it. You have to keep going. And I was like, okay. And I just kept going. And now it's died down, but it's funny how every episode I'm like, should I keep going? And it's like, Felix always goes, well, you got to keep going. So I keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack you if you ever try to stop.
Well, it's a goal of mine to finally finish a story in front of people. I've always pulled back and stopped like halfway through because I've always had the idea that my stories aren't worth sharing. It's just a thing I grew up with, because whenever I would try to tell a story to somebody, they'd always like trail off. You know when you're telling a story to somebody and they just stop listening?
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of bad experiences like that. Where
Aw.
I'd be coming up with this really cool world that I had and like all
Anyways.
these characters. Stop! Please. So I constantly had that happen in my life where, I'd be telling a story and people just go, uh-huh, and then they just like start talking about their thing and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And then so I never really had the confidence to tell a story. And even now I'm just like, okay, I'm rambling. Next question.
No, like we're here to hear what you have to say, and we're excited. Like everybody here in this moment in this stream is excited to hang out together and talk.
Yeah, which is wild. It's just like I've never had that before where people actually wanted to listen to what I had to say. So that's why it took me off guard. When the video blew up, I was like,
Yeah, yeah, it definitely took off. Every once in a while I still get those YouTube recommendations of just like, hey, look at this, Dingo's Afraid of Water video. And it's like, it's still recommending it.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well,
I don't know if I actually answered the question.
I
think so.
I think you did. You know what? I think you did. Monchi, if you can confirm if you're happy with that answer.
It's just like, no!
No, more! Shut up!
No, your storytelling is terrible.
Monchi says, you did answer the question to my satisfaction.
Good.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Good. So, then let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
Mephram. While I know different DMs will handle him differently, do you think Stout the Mayor would be receptive to male romantic advances? He's a cute concept.
Aww.
Aw, I mean, hey, your
That's
universe, your adventure.
That's very cute. I love
Yeah, I love that.
You do you. You do whatever you want.
Absolutely. Where does, like, that's just, yeah, you do you. Have fun. Got another one from Thief of Rose. In the Kickstarter page, we can see some sort of spider. Oh, wait, I already got that one. It's the Weavers. We talked about them. Red Soul Beat. Hello. If you could make an animated film of Fool's Gold, what kind of a voice cast would you like? Or can you hear playing your characters? I mean, we're doing like, I saw it in the chat too. Chris Pratt for Sips, obviously. We're doing Danny
Get
DeVito.
Out of here, Chris Pratt.
Danny DeVito for Gothy.
No, Danny DeVito's for Sneeze.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's funny because like that question has been in my inbox on every social media since I started Fool's Gold. Everybody's always been like, if you could make an animated, like a full animated thing of Fool's Gold, who would be the cast? And every time I'm like, I have no idea, because it's just like my voice is just it's Sips, right?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to make Sips another voice, it's like really hard for my brain to figure out what he would sound like. I thought about the guy who does the voice for Lars in Steven Universe, but then I was like, no, it doesn't fit either.
Yeah, not really.
It's got to be a very unique voice, I think. It's like it's definitely got to be a very unique voice, because it's like how do you make that character come to life? And then when it comes to the other cast, you know, like Gothy and Arena and stuff like that, I mean, I'd love to do Arena's voice just because it's fun. And I know that we had talked about with Gothy would be like, what was Robin Williams' daughter?
Zelda Williams.
Zelda Williams, maybe.
Yeah, she would fit Gothy pretty well.
Yeah, but we've also just like opened the door for like other voice actors that we're thinking of too. But yeah, it's a tough question because it's like you just hear my voice for almost all of it. So it's like, how do you not hear that voice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean, whenever I hear like Sips talking in my head, I hear your voice, right? There's
Yeah.
never a different voice.
I know. It's really hard.
Yeah. You're gonna really like this next question.
Oh.
This question from DTG Fin 30. What's the worst critical fail you've ever rolled in Fool's Gold so far?
Critical fail.
So this is a Nat 1 story.
Yeah, Nat 1. I mean, Sneeze's spoiler death was rough. Because I did Nat 1 that one.
That's true, you
That's why
did.
he died. Yeah, it's because I rolled a Nat 1.
You let him die.
I did, and that's why Sips felt so bad. I mean that one's the one that's public. There's other ones that aren't yet.
No spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what mine would be. If I've had like a DM natural one.
I can think of one. Yeah, I can think of one.
Yeah, hit me.
Didn't Wizardly critically fail when he got cursed?
Right. Yeah,
He did
the
critically fail.
Mrs. Wizardly.
Yeah, Mrs. Wizardly. I didn't say it in the video because I forgot that it was a critical fail. Because people were actually commenting after that video was up that they were like, how can a wizard fail that? Like a level 20 wizard fail that? And I was like, yeah, how did he fail? And it's like, oh, because he critically failed. And I was like, I didn't mention that. Well,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're still not going to appease those people because, you know, they play raw vanilla. Like, there is no critical fails for skill checks and those sorts of things. But it's like...
But it was a save.
I know.
It wasn't a skill check. It was a save.
I think it still doesn't apply, but either way, we don't care. For us, any natural 1 or 20, it always counts as a natural 1 or 20, no matter where.
Yeah, that's true. We do that rule where we like to have all our nat 20s mean something.
Yeah. Oh, and the next is a follow-up question from Kenny. The best critical success.
From Fool's Gold?
Yeah, this is from Fool's Gold.
Sips didn't succeed a lot. I think.
Me too. I have to actually think about this.
Yeah, that's a hard one because it's like it's hard to remember all the roles. You just kind of remember what you did, right? You can't remember if it was 100% like a nat 20. See, the problem is that some of this stuff isn't public yet, so I can't talk about it. So we may some of this stuff has to wait.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to skip your question for now.
Yeah. Wait, can I say like what my favorite like nat 20s are in another campaign?
Yeah, totally.
It's like real quick. I think it was the Seeing Eye Horse one. That one was great. The nat 20 I got on that. Which was your character, Felix,
Mhm.
wanted to have his horse go to a party with him.
Naturally, her name was Buttercup.
Her name was Buttercup, and she was a
She was a
death horse.
nightmare.
Yeah, she was a nightmare, and her name was Buttercup, and we loved her. And we had like bought a bunch of stuff for this horse to look fancy for the party. And when we got to the door, the DM's like, "We're not gonna let your horse into the party," and we're like, "Mm-mm." So I rolled. What was it? It was a bluff. It
was a bluff
3.5,
saying-
but it would have been persuasion.
Persuasion.
Or no, not a persuasion. It would have been a
Deception could also
deception.
work.
It would have been deception roll. And my character was like, "Oh, well, you have to let him in. It's a seeing eye horse." And and of course, like we all just went, "Really? Like, are you sure? You sure?" And then I rolled, and it was a nat 20, and it was like, "Okay, sir, let your horse in." And it was like,
And then Buttercup got to party with the rest of us.
yeah, we had a great night with Buttercup. It was great.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was always the seeing eye horse always comes to mind.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I misread the question.
Oh.
So it's asking for the worst critical success, like one that bit you. Do we have any of those? Because I know I've had
not
a
off
few.
the top of my head. Not off
Like,
the top of my head.
I don't know if this is specific to Fool's Gold, but I've definitely had moments when it's like, I punched the guy to like intimidate him or something, and then I roll and it's a nat 20, and I just kill him.
Oh, you had one in my campaign
What?
with Sophia.
What did I do with Sophia?
You totally messed up Tifa that way. Or-
Oh
or
yeah.
No, it's the other way.
No, it's the
around.
other way.
It was the
Tifa
other
messed
way.
up my character, Sophia.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nearly
yeah.
killed her.
Yeah, they were just sparring, and she kept rolling nat 20s after nat 20s,
Yeah.
and just like destroying your character.
Oof. Yeah, that got brutal. I'm just picking, so I'm bumping this question up because it's relevant. Trom is asking for nat 20s. Do you guys do the rule of confirming the nat 20, or is that more of a you get a nat 20 and here's what happens? So we have a bit of a different system for that, adopted from my GM teacher, which was Gorthan's player. So what we do is we roll that first nat 20, and it's the same as for nat 1, same concept, but we roll that first nat 20. And then we say, okay, roll again to see how hard you succeed, basically. So you roll another one. And, if it's like, let's say you roll like a 5 on your second roll, it's like, okay, well, you're still critically succeeding, but the effect will just kind of be more like, you succeed. But if you roll like really high, you kind of succeed, epically. Like
With a
there's
flare.
fireworks and there's like the gods praise you or something like that. However, if you roll that triple nat 20, because we ask again, if you roll a second nat 20, we say, okay, roll one more time. If you get another natural 20, if you are in a fight, you insta-kill that person. No questions asked. Like if you're fighting a god and you get 3 nat 20s, one hit KO, you permanently kill that god.
Yeah, that god wasn't meant to be
Yeah.
at that point.
And it's actually happened to one of my villains, so this rule has ruined one of my plots before, and it was hilarious.
I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
It wasn't Fool's Gold. It was a different campaign.
Yeah. However, we do the same for natural ones. So you roll that nat 1, and you got to roll again. And if it rolls really, really good, well, then maybe you just drop your weapon. If you roll really bad, you might really hurt yourself. If you roll a second nat 1, you get to most likely maim yourself or break your equipment semi-permanently. If you roll a triple nat 1, you die. No questions asked. You're dead.
Wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be. You screwed up so horribly, which can be fun because then as the DM, you have to spin a story about like how they just managed to kill themselves instantly by like, walking upstairs or something. I don't know. But that's the rule. So the good news is you get to one-shot a god potentially. The bad news is you get to permanently die by tripping on a staircase.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both scenarios have happened.
Yeah.
Both
think we had
scenarios.
We had one case of the triple nat ones,
Yep.
but it was like a new player in the first session, so we didn't just want to kill them off. So what the DM did, this wasn't
No.
me.
It was 2.
Was it 2? Okay, we had
ones.
two nat ones in the first session.
So they didn't get the third one.
Yeah. But we wanted to have some mercy because this player was new. It was like the first session. So what the DM ended up doing, this was Gorthan's player. He ended up just the player got their arms cut off and then sewn on backwards. Or one arm cut off and then sewn on backwards by a really questionable heal check.
But the funny thing was that they were a duelist.
Yeah, they were dual wielder.
Whoops.
That was so good. Good times. Old memories. Anyways, let's move on to some more questions.
Okay.
My queue is like filling up and I'm just like, oh no, we gotta catch up. Snowpoint is asking a question. Is there anything you can tell us about any of the 8 new subclasses in the book? Sure. So announced so far we have we've announced let me just think for a second. The Cryodon has been announced, I'm pretty sure. Which is basically
it's in one-off, so it should be.
Yeah, so basically you can be a support or damaging chiropractor. That's the Cryodon. So you can dislocate limbs, even rip limbs off, and attack people with them. Or you can just use it for good and apply some buffs or some healing to your allies. Did we announce... Oh, I just earlier announced the Cryodon Druid Circle, so it's basically druids with ice magic. That's going to be one as well. We do have a bit of a unique one for Sips, which is of course going to be all around that crazy good wild magic and curse.
But that's not a class that's...
Now the exact details are still being worked out, how we're moving it around, but expect curses and wild magic.
You're definitely going to be able... we wanted to make sure that you could deconstruct the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can play Sips with the mechanics we've built. You can also take the mechanics of Sips and put it into a different character. So you can be cursed. It doesn't have to be crocodile. It could be anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it has its own abilities.
And everything you see in the series, you can play as. So even I don't know if you remember the old man that Arena had to fight that turned out to be a fucking... No, I swore!
You swore?
Crack it! No! No! Damn it! Damn it!
Well, actually, damn it.
It's okay. Chat, we honked it. It's been honked. We're good. Anyways, the old guy that's just like a weeb sword master. Oh, Chad is yelling at me. I'm sorry. Put a quarter in the jar. Do we have...
You messed up.
I'm sorry.
I thought I was going to be the one.
I thought so too. Dang. That one on the language check sure was. Sorry. Anyways, the weeb old man with his crazy sword fighting and jumping and throwing. You can play that.
Raw hand.
Oh yeah, nice hand.
This is gonna be a placeholder until I figure it out. I have to look up reference, but right now I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Dieter's in the chat too. Welcome, Dieter.
Hey, Dieter.
Yeah, no swearing challenge. Exactly. That's what I'm dealing with here. Anyways, so yeah, everything you see there, Kinora's class is going to be in there as well. She is likely going to end up being a warlock subclass. I'm still finalizing her. So I don't I want to be careful when I reveal some of the stuff because some of it's still very much work in progress. Other stuff's this is almost done. But yeah. Next question. I think I've revealed a good amount for the subclasses now. Wolfric, 2 parts. What do Cryodons taste like? And what dipping sauce goes best for Cryodons? Like chicken, and definitely the sweet and sour, or honey mustard if you roll that way. Huh?
Honey mustard.
Yeah, or sweet and sour.
Or
McDonald's sweet
barbecue.
sour.
Barbecue.
Bar-
Actually, barbecue would be the best, 'cause-
barbecue on Cryodons?
Yeah, barbecue is
Puh.
the best. No, barbecue is the best because you're doing like you're frying up on the barbecue because it's an ice creature. Like
Yeah, but you don't put barbecue on an ice creature.
what? Who says so?
I am the
determined
god
that?
of this world.
Well, I am the one who consumes it, so so I determine how it goes.
Is that gonna be like the unofficial like spin-off? It's just like all these monsters being cooked into meals. It's like a different book.
We have to talk to Jess.
Oh yes, okay. Let me schedule a meeting. So yeah, put on anything but barbecue sauce and you're good. Mephram has a question. Can other races have the four-claimer body crystals implanted and gain their benefit? Well, in the official material as it's written in the book, that is not in there. However, everything about how that technology works and what it does to your body is in there. So if you want to go out there and say, like, I want to make, an augmented orc, well, then you and your DM can totally come up with a crazy story about how you implement that technology in your character because you get the entire background of it. So
Yes.
I guess the answer is, yeah, you can. And I hope you
I would
do,
think
because
so.
that sounds really fun.
I would think so. It's like it would probably have its own elements that you're
Mhm.
lacking from it because four-claimers are special in their own.
Yeah.
But I can see it working out really well, actually.
Yeah. All right. I'm actually getting caught up on the queue. I'm excited.
You
Got
sound
another
like Bob Ross when you say, "All right, now let's get to these questions."
I'm not doing it on purpose. I
No, I know.
I guess I just have a wholesome voice like that with the squirrel in my pocket.
Yeah, squirrel in my pocket.
Another question from Kenny. What's your opinion on the recent release of Fizban's Treasury of Dragons? Oh, okay. You can't see it because I don't have camera on right now. I literally just received that book in the mail today, and I'm so excited to read it. So, to be announced.
Yeah, no opinion yet.
No opinion yet, but I like dragons. I like dragon books, so probably gonna like it. Felix ASMR. You know what? No joke. I've thought about doing some like ASMR reading streams. Like not the gross like mouth noise ones, just like the calm like, read a story. It's story time. Here's a question from Energy Pine Cat. Since you have a D&D podcast as one of the stretch goals, which I really hope is met, by the way, you two have any favorite D&D podcasts you've listened to?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can tell you guys that the reason that Fool's Gold got real good was because at the time I was listening to The Adventure Zone.
Yeah.
So kind of the origin story of how we got good at like doing story in D&D was because Gothy's player had introduced me to The Adventure Zone, and we both were like, you can do that? Like in D&D, you can tell a story like that in D&D? What? And this was like 2017, I think, or so. And then, so we were listening to it like religiously for, because we loved it. It was so funny and really well done. And then I started to DM. And you and I were doing a one-on-one. And then I started to like tell you about how you could do that.
Yeah.
How you could do storytelling in a very unique manner.
Yeah.
And you were seeing it through my campaign, and eventually Gothy's campaign, that it was just like, yeah, you can do this. You can like, it doesn't have to be just like grinding and combat. It can be like NPCs that you care about and like all this stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, that's my choice as well. Absolutely. But yeah, check them out if you haven't listened to them yet. Absolutely, it's like good stuff. Good D&D stuff. Okay. Another question from Exo War Orc. Concerning the animated spell cards, will we get a certain SIPS version of a certain spell card?
I haven't thought about it.
Haven't thought. Yeah, it might be a good idea.
Yeah, I think you even have some like spells that are specifically like I don't know. Have you released which magic stuff you? Like,
We haven't released the spells yet. We're a bit behind on the spells, but they should be coming out soon because we've got a bunch of animated ones that are like almost done.
Yeah.
And then they'll be featured in the Kickstarter.
But I'm talking about like the classes, the classes you made.
Like the new spells?
Yeah, the new spell classes you made, or
Oh, the new schools of magic.
Yeah.
The Oniromancy and Soulmancy.
yeah, so the soul magic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might do some animated spell, though. I might
Ooh.
have to. It depends on how busy I am, but I think Sips would fit well in
Yeah.
showing off some of that because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what he does right now. Well, though he doesn't like it, so he doesn't actually do it.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll have them in the Kickstarter update soon because we've got like, our guests as well making animated spells, which we want to show off.
Yes.
Here's a question from Trent Yuri. Are the promotional one-shots DM'd by the Aussie gamer canon to the original campaign? No.
Oh.
So we're not adding any new canon to the campaign because it finished up a few years ago, and that's pretty much that. For canon, look towards, well, there's almost two different canons because we've got the one that's Dingo's videos, but in the book there's a couple changes here and there where the Fool's Gold Party actually kind of deviated from the adventure because they got to make their own choices. But overall, when you look at guest campaigns that aren't like DM'd by me or like any one shots, they're not canon. They're in that world, but they're not a continuation of the story.
Well, and the ones even you're DMing isn't canon to the
No, not the new
Fool's
ones.
Gold,
Like
Fool's Gold story.
if I didn't DM it like 3 years ago, it's not canon.
yeah. Like that campaign is done.
All right. Here's a question from Arena. Does the new armor in the book come with pockets, or do we have to add those ourselves? This makes me want to make like an extra pocket armor now.
You should make armor with pockets just to say that it has pockets.
Yeah.
Though I think Jess did that in Heliana. I think he has an armor that says like it has pockets. So I can't remember that. I might be thinking that wrong, but
either way, if they haven't done it yet, I will. All right. Next question from Kenny. What?
I'm thinking myself. Sorry. I'm just like I'm drawing and I'm just like.
Did you just swear?
No. What did I? No, I didn't say that. Did? Again? Oh my god. No, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you just keep slowly fading out.
I wonder if it's like my mic is dying or something.
Maybe.
I was noticing that on my recorded stuff too. I was like, why is my stuff slowly
but surely
descending into the void? Nobody can hear me.
But did you turn it up?
I think I did.
Okay,
I mean,
you're better now.
Okay,
You're better.
okay.
Cool. Question from Kenny. God, Kenny, you've been sending so many good questions. Thank you. Was Bouclair a Sicario Weaver when you ended up fighting her?
No.
Nay.
No, because it was something completely different, but we're trying to write ourselves out of that right now. So.
Well, actually, a good way you can tell is that Bouclair has more legs than Weavers should have.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's something else going on with her. So yeah, not a Weaver. Short but sweet answer. D-Stap question. D-Stap? D-Stap! Will there be a back page added to the storybook with the patron names?
Patron names.
I don't. Well, I'm guessing the Kickstarter backed the games.
I don't think so.
But I don't think so because, I mean, no offense, there is a lot of love. There's a lot of people. I don't think they get added in. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me, but I believe not.
I don't know if that's. Yeah, I don't even know if other books have done that. I don't know.
And another question, also from Kenny. If your characters encountered the annoying goose from Untitled Goose Game, how would your characters react? Well, we talked about the duck earlier.
It's the same conclusion.
Same
Gothy.
conclusion. Gothy, this must be yours.
Yeah, Gothy, I think you dropped something.
You dropped this. Here you go.
You dropped this.
This is not my duck.
Yeah, not a goose.
Wolfric, I know you want to move into TV pitches and producing TV shows in the future. Have you ever thought about getting practice of supervising a team by hiring extra voice actors / animators for the Fool's Gold campaign?
I have thought about it. But the problem is that the format that I've built for the show itself right now, it would be very jarring to add voice actors to it. Like, don't you like if suddenly somebody was voicing Jack instead of me, I think it would be very jarring, and I personally wouldn't like it if I was a viewer, because I'd be like, well, no, we've had 20-something episodes with them doing these voices. I'm not going to add more voices. Along with, like, it just feels inconsistent. As for animators, maybe. I have thought about it, but it also comes with a lot of stress for me, because I need to get over the thing that I have of people relying on me. I don't like people relying on me.
Yeah, working on that.
Yeah, working on it. This book is helping a lot because it's like people rely on me to like give them input about things, which is good. But I have thought about it, but at the end of the day, I have to like make sure that the pipeline's still going strong. Like if I was going to implement people, the pipeline would slow down. So just for the beginning, because
yeah, it's not a thing of like, you know, throw 4 animators at it and it goes 4 times as quickly. That's not how it works.
No, not at the beginning anyway.
Even later, not quite how it goes.
No, not 100%. Okay, this doesn't work.
But hey, if we hire voice actors, we gotta get Harrison Ford on Ohio Jack. So the reference is complete.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny that that's a reference. I didn't pick up on it until
it took you forever.
I didn't get the reference that it was an Indiana Jones reference until, I don't know, episode 5. Like, I don't
Wow.
like, I remember having that conversation and you're like, yeah, because of Indiana Jones. I was like, no, stop. And then I had to actually think about it. I was like, so I went through the entire campaign without getting that.
Oh, it just broke your brain.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's you and you're bellowing and billowing.
Shut up. Next question.
Okay.
This is from LumidyFan17. How do you feel about the Kickstarter raising over $1 million? Were you expecting it to go that far?
No.
No.
You never expect it.
Mm-mm.
No, that was
a lot of dollars.
That was a lot of dollars. No, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the speed.
No, that was very quick.
That was very quick.
You know, we are like at the halfway point, or just past it, I think, because it's 15 days to go.
Yeah, we just passed the halfway point, and there's still more to go. So who knows? And I know that, you know, the next stretch goals, like, I'm hoping we reach them, but I'm not gonna be butthurt if we don't. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know how else to explain. I have not been able to take in any extra information about this since I've started like doing it. So it's interesting because we keep getting tons of like good news in the last weeks, which is good good to have. I'm not complaining. But
No.
like your brain can't comprehend how much is happening and what is happening. So the only thing that's kind of kept me going is just work. Like me being able to work.
Mhm.
Because I know how to do that. I know how to comprehend that. I know how to move ahead and draw and storytell and stuff like that. But the rest of being like, try to picture, $1 million. It's like, that's real hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It's overwhelming, and I mean, I don't think it's gonna overwhelm me until we take a little vacation and like give this a moment to set in, and then suddenly being just like, holy quack, there's a lot.
Yeah,
So,
we go on vacation right after. Well, not right after, but pretty soon after all of this.
Yeah. The nice thing is though, it helps to kind of explain to my like traditional German family that this is a real job. No, nothing against my parents, because they've been really supportive and everything. But I definitely have some traditional German blood in my family, and it's like, what are you doing? What is that? Huh? And then they see like $1 million, and suddenly it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they get it now. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to talk about my family. They're awesome.
Of course not. No, they're very supportive.
Love them to death. Anyways, moving on to the question from Black Belt Gamer 98. How does the spider race work? As in, can unconventional races like Warforged become that race? That's actually a dang interesting question. So, technically, the transformation is biological. So it changes like your body, your organs and stuff. But we're in the world of D&D, baby. So if you are Warforged and you really want to become a Weaver, I'm sure your DM can figure that out with all the lore that's included in the book. Like if you were in my game, I would absolutely allow it. I would probably throw in some really interesting lore about why and how it was possible, but I wouldn't say no, because you never say no in D&D. At least not me.
Yeah, you almost make it like the soul or something.
The soul, yeah. Can you imagine like spectral or even robotic spider legs?
Yo.
That'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
Do that. I want to
write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. If you make that character, please get them commissioned and show me, because that would look so cool.
That would be cool.
Also, if you need a commission, Gothy's Player is currently offering those. Wink, wink. I'm just kidding. Here's a question from, oh boy, I'm gonna mess this up. Nagtel. Oh, Dingo, do you play Magic the Gathering at all? I happen to be revising my deck right now.
Oh, I do not. But
Loser.
no. Well, I know you were trying.
Yeah, I play it. I play only a little bit. I'm like trying to get into it. Then I haven't played it for a while, and I should probably get back into it because I do really enjoy it. But it's been a while. But yeah, so I guess a little bit. Here's a question from Klutz Lament. How long was Gothy old Gothy versus new Gothy?
Yeah, what was that timeline like?
Was that like maybe 1/4?
Yeah, I'd probably give it like 33%.
So 1/3 of the campaign was probably old Gothy,
Yeah.
and 2/3 would be new Gothy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you got.
Yeah. I blew her mind with that.
Yeah, I mean, none of us knew.
Risky Pixels is asking, favorite board game? Ooh, I'm putting you on the spot now.
Yeah, board game.
Yeah, honey. What's your favorite board game?
Well, you seem so eager, so why don't you answer?
No. Please share.
I guess the question is like, what do you mean? I guess for a board game, because
Well, a board game like Monopoly.
Oh, well, it's gotta like be. Okay, so.
It needs a board. It needs to be a game.
These little pieces.
Yeah.
There was that really great one that we used to play, which was like, you were a ghost and you had to tell people how you died. but you could only do it through pictures, like showing them cards that were like you get a random hand of cards, and then you would have to somehow show it to the players and try to tell them how you died. It was a really good game. I really loved it, but I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. I love it's not a board game, but it's definitely like board game night is Werewolf, or I guess people also have that version of Mafia, which eventually was the inspiration for Among Us. So I really loved Werewolf. I play it with my friends every time I have like a big party or something like that. It's just so much fun.
Nightbot is so sassy to me tonight.
Oh.
Well, I'm trying to post links, and I know Nightbot is set up to, like, you know, prevent spam. I'm just like I'm posting Gothy's handle, and it's like, no handles, get out.
No link.
You know what was one of my favorite board games?
What?
Settlers of Catan.
I feel like all of the people who play board games just went, or maybe that's just the people I know, because I just know that like a lot of people who love board games, some people are just like, Settlers of Catan.
What's wrong with Catan?
Like, it's just because they played it like a million times. I think that's just it. It's just
okay, fair enough.
One,
and there's
everybody's played it.
There's like 36 versions of and expansions of it too.
Yeah, it's like Monopoly in that way. Of just being
but Monopoly ends friendships a bit more efficiently than Catan does.
I guess so.
Also, Munchkin is fun.
I love Munchkin.
Because it's so simple, fun, casual. Like, you guys want to play Munchkin? Yeah, okay, let's play around a Munchkin. Like, it's
also just cute and fun.
I should make a board game one day. That'd be fun.
You're already making a book.
Yeah, well, after, not at the same time. All right, next question. Energy Pine Cat. I love that name. Since your campaign is named Fool's Gold, what do you think of the actual Fool's Gold mineral pyrite?
I think it's neat.
I think it's neat. I like it. I mean, it's almost gold. It's pretty.
It's almost gold.
It's very cube-ish.
You're just trying to force some sort of answer out of your
head. I know.
Like, I like it because it's a rock and it's shiny.
It's like one of those politicians. Like, yes, I'm very passionate about pyrite. Pyrite is it's a great mineral. It's so like so shiny and so much cube. I like pyrite. It's the best mineral.
Very good. But no, I think it's a funny mineral because people think it was gold, and then they'd get fooled by it, which I thought was fun.
And then you're just sitting on the sidelines like, ha!
yeah. It was fun, agent of chaos, but anyway, next question.
Sure. Lumini Fan 17. Did you have a plan for if the Kickstarter reached over $2 million? Also, were you expecting to be successful? I really love your videos, by the way. I mean, we talked about the successful portion, which I mean, it's just crazy and awesome.
And we don't believe it.
Yeah.
We're just like, no way.
I mean, sure. Yeah, we have stuff for beyond the 2 million. Absolutely.
We're definitely thinking of stuff if it ever reached that point.
No, not thinking. It's like it's totally planned out.
100%.
If we got like up to like 5 million, we got it. We're good.
20 million, yeah.
20 million, right?
Yeah. Got it all planned out.
Yeah.
It's always planned out.
Next question.
Okay.
Mr. Jigs, what is your favorite song to sing at karaoke?
See, you think I go and do that. You think I sing karaoke, but in D&D I don't actually have to sing, so that's the reason why I did it. I actually had to sing a song in karaoke.
Well, what do you think? Oh, no, go for it.
No, I'm trying to think of that song. It's not like Santa Monica. Is it the one by the Eagles? I can't remember.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I know, I'm sorry. Like Hotel whatever. That's
Hotel
really
California?
I think so. I think that's it. I'm getting
Yeah.
my songs mixed up. That was a really good one.
Check in, but you can never leave, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't sing because the last time I sung a song was for a rock band. And that was the last time I sung a song because my friends took my mic away from me.
Yeah, we did.
I haven't sung since.
It's okay. It was because you kept failing. It was like the thing, like you never hit
I'm bad.
Dude,
I'm not a good singer. And I'm also kind of just gotten like self-conscious about it a bit.
Aww.
And like, which is funny because my entire family is actively singing in a choir. Like the entire rest of my family, even extended family. I'm the only black sheep in the family. In many ways. So yeah, I don't sing. But if I could sing and if I could just wish I had any voice I wanted, it would definitely be some good metal.
Yeah.
Some really gnarly like death growls. That'd be fun. Here's another question from Energy Pinecat. Still love your name. What's something you've had in D&D that started as a joke but spiraled into something much more?
Fool's Gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. What about Out of Hand?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that was just... Well, okay, so like the entirety of the book, you could say that's the result because it was us just messing around and having fun, and suddenly it's like, now it got serious. Now we're actually writing a book. And it was like, oh, we actually have to... Oh, okay, this is serious. The Out of Hand was pretty funny, which was the origin of the name in the bar in
Stouts bar.
Yeah, in Bundarigo, which had a whole like, was it who cut it off? Who cut off the guy's hand?
I forget, but
I
want to say
Gorthan.
it was Gorthan.
It was probably Gorthan who cut off a guy's hand that had like been messing with him, but he just like, it was just so beautiful because I think he just got a nat 20 and like cut off the guy's hand, and it was so everybody just went, oh. And then I did a stupid joke.
Yeah.
Which was just being like, that got out of hand, and then everybody just lost it, and it was stupid, and then we named the bar after it.
Yep.
And now it's actually in the book. Stupid joke. Right? Am I saying that right? Okay,
yep.
Good.
Yeah, lots of those moments.
Yeah, and then yeah, I guess that was like a reverse where it was a serious moment and then it got super silly.
Got out of hand.
I'm gonna live with that for the rest of my life.
It's in the book, so literally, this will outlive you. Wow, I never thought about that. All that stuff's gonna outlive you. I'm gonna bury you with the book.
No. It's turned to that
Why
page.
not?
Let's turn to that page.
Okay.
You're so offended. Oh, my book not good enough for you? Good enough for your dead body?
Here's a question from Midnight 36. What were your influences and inspirations for the Four Claimers? Dingo, you tell me.
Do you want me to remind you?
Do I want you to remind me?
That's true. I guess it's up to you on how you handle.
I'm just trying to think. I didn't really okay, because there's tons of little things that came together, and also like even maybe some stuff like games or shows that got released during the campaign that maybe served as additional influences. But a lot of the four claimers I made up from scratch. Like I'm sure there's tons of subconscious influences.
Well,
but
what about? I mean, yeah, everything comes with inspiration.
yeah, of course. Even
You
like
always have
conscious or subconscious, it comes with inspiration.
Yeah, you have inspiration from a lot of sources, right? That's just
Yeah.
what happens. But I know, you want to hear an inspiration that wasn't actually an inspiration, but people think it's an inspiration for the four claimer stuff?
What?
It was the Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, it was not an inspiration.
I know you're so bitter about that because it actually came out after the campaign or like during.
It came out right at the end. It came out at the end of the campaign. They were developing that game as we were playing the campaign. It was not an inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't an inspiration, but people keep thinking it's an inspiration. And it's like, no. I
had to rename some of my dinosaurs because they copied my name.
Yeah, I know you were super bitter about that because you were just like, no, they did not.
I was so mad. I mean, by the way, it's a great game. I've definitely played it lots. I love that game, but damn it.
Yeah, it was so funny because it was just like when it came out, like the trailer for it came out because the game hadn't come out. The trailer came out around the time when we finished the game, so we already knew there was like mechanical robot dinos, and then we both were just like, huh. And then of course now that it's Fool's Gold is bigger, we're just like, no, it wasn't inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just it was around the same time, and for some reason we were all on the same wavelength. And
yeah, and that's not even the only one. Because guess what was the other one? Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah,
because they have the circuit lines all over their ancient civilization and buildings. It's like, I did it first. I'm gonna sue them. It was my idea.
That was my idea. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
But it is funny how like you make things and then like literally within a month or two something else comes out that's exactly the same. But it's like you can't blame anybody about it because it's just, well, how the heck could they know?
I mean, I'm joking, of course, but
yeah,
Breath of the Wild is like one of my favorite games of all time. But it still had that moment of just like, dang, I know people are gonna rag on me about this, and it's not what it is, but I'm gonna have to live with it.
But you had an inspiration from a game just from like the idea of the Four Claimers.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Hit me.
With the game we played, like.
Hit me.
Just a few months ago.
Who?
Prey.
Oh, yeah, Prey. Yeah, definitely Prey was an influence. Prey was an influence for the Four Claimer psyche, like their psychology. And this, by the way, I know there's like a few different Preys out there. This is the Prey. What was the studio? Hang on, I can remember. And I'm not Googling it right now. Totally not Googling it. Scrolling, not scrolling. Arcane Studios. That Prey. That was a really cool game. It's one of my favorite ones ever. And that was an inspiration for some of the Four Claimer psychology.
Yeah, which is based off of the Borg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that in turn is based off another thing.
Yeah, like they based Prey off of the Borg in Star Trek. So it's just like you can see where all these lines kind of meet up.
Yeah.
And everything. But I mean, the way you handled the Four Claimers it's different. I mean, your interpretations are always turned out to be different in the end, but that's because that's how art works.
Yeah.
Give and take.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that answers your questions more thoroughly than I thought it would. Let's move on to the next one. Xavier Dean, do you guys watch Dimension 20?
No.
Nope. Actually, this might shock you. I don't watch like any D&D shows. I enjoy playing more than watching, and I don't have a lot of time, and usually D&D shows are like a commitment.
Yes.
So at the moment, I haven't committed to any.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
oh my,
I'm the same.
yeah. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Dingo?
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, we're good. Next question. Let's just blaze through some of these because oh my god, the queue is growing. You guys are being awesome, but I need to read faster. Lumity fan 17. You mentioned Gothi's player DMs. Will we ever get to hear about her campaign or previous campaigns where you were the DM? You know what? Actually, that's a maybe. And you know how I always hint at, hey, all this money we make with the Kickstarter will go to other creative projects? Hint, hint.
Yeah. We'll see
Wink,
where
wink,
things
nudge,
take
nudge,
us. Yeah.
hint, hint.
See where things take us.
Yeah, no promise, but generally, that's why I was just say, like, all this money we make is going to go back into creative projects, and who knows? Maybe this will be one of them. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything right now. Question from Domega 117. Did you watch Critical Role advertising your Kickstarter, and how did it feel to have somewhere close to 200,000 watch it live? There was a lot of emotions that night.
There was a lot of emotions. It was very surreal, I guess.
It was surreal.
The best way to describe it. It was surreal. We knew the ad was coming. We knew that it was going to happen. And we were just like, the anticipation was immense.
Mm-hmm.
And then to actually see it was crazy. So, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And without saying too much, you should watch Critical Role tomorrow. Watch it. I'm not going to say why, but you need to watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Next one. Another question from Kenny. Have you ever accidentally predicted an item that became canon in a later official book? I know I did with an Emerald Cobalt Bard of mine in relation to an item in Fizbin's. Yeah, probably. Like, I don't know if I can really list them, but I know I've had like items, classes, even spells and stuff that just, it's like, oh, whoops, that was already in another book. I mean, there's so many, you can't really keep track of them. So it happens.
Yeah, it's like keeping track of the internet. It's like there's so much content all the time.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Black Belt Gamer 98. Can any race become a weaver? Yes, we just talked about earlier. Yes. Arena. With the Blood Moon berries, are their effects going to be left to DM's interpretation, or will there be a mechanic around them? They are fully implemented in their mechanics. So the DM will know exactly what to do. They do have some leeway kind of built into the mechanic for the DM to be creative with. So within that, there is room for some really unique stuff. But there's some nice solid rules that will just avoid confusion when people use them. So if, other people go around flicking Blood Moon berries into monkey mouths, they'll know how it goes.
Yep.
Good times. Good times.
You're the one who had to deal with it.
Oh, I had to deal with it, but you're the one who actually had to deal with it.
Yeah, I guess so.
XO War Orc asking, what is the likelihood of Fool's Gold 2 if we don't quite make it to the 1.5 million? Sorry for sounding negative. Well, why don't we see what happens?
Yeah, I think we answered this in the last Q&A that we did, and I thought the answer that we did was good, which is pretty much like, I think you have to think of the stretch goals as like, if it takes monetary assets, no, that's the wrong. If it takes money to make something, and we don't reach the goal, it's not gonna happen. But a podcast more or less takes our time. So there's more possibility of it happening if we do not reach the goal. But it just means we don't get to do any extra fun stuff that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to make like, more music or something like that for it, or do maybe like travel and do live shows or something, we might have a harder time or something like that. But, overall, I think we'll regardless, we're going to try to do it. We're going to try.
Yeah, we're going to try. just it depends on the funds. You know, if we have $100 million lying around, well, we're gonna make a whole like TV show that'll, you know, rival Game of Thrones. I don't know.
If only.
Yeah. Or, you know, if there's not as much, but we might still make the show. It'll just be a different kind of production. That's how it goes.
Just be one woman drawing.
One woman, like it is right now.
Yep.
Okay. So, Domega 117 is asking, will there possibly be a Dingo Doodles Twitch channel in the future?
I don't think so.
It's not really your genre, is it?
No, not Twitch. YouTube is more where I go at. If I want to stream on Twitch, I go on Felix's Twitch, which is
Twitch.tv/FinalBossFelix.
Yes. So if anything, I'll be on his if we try to do something. And because I like to stream with somebody there with me, because I have a hard time keeping up with questions. I just do. I have a hard time reading than the average person. So especially when it's moving, it's like but my brain doesn't know how to comprehend it. So yeah, I'll be most likely on his. If I'm gonna be streaming, I would probably do it on my channel.
On your YouTube channel.
Yeah, on YouTube. So which I actually like. I did my very first stream 2 weeks ago on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So which was fun. I definitely want to do it again, but I have to figure out when and how I can do that, because I have to sync it up with you too, Felix. So
yeah,
make sure we're both cool, or other people. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing only very casual streams. I'm still like, you know, I'm doing them just for fun. I'm not making them as a career choice. So we're on when we're on, and then you can hop in and we'll have a good time.
Yes.
We will be swearing in that. It is a full swearing zone. Here's another question from Z Huge Bob. Zooge Bob? So we've seen a number of fun wild magic outcomes during the story. Can I ask if you can remember any other fun wild magic outcomes from your games? I mean, the two peak ones are the Tarask and Kinora, right? Right?
Yeah. I mean, the goblin speaking was good, but I'm trying to think of like wild magic we've had outside of Fool's Gold, which hasn't really happened. We haven't played with much wild magic outside of that campaign, because when we did it, it was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fun, and then we just kind of like, it wasn't part of anybody's character after that, so we didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if you did any wild magic in
I don't remember either. Only very limited. So yeah, these were like the top moments, but there's so many good moments. Like whenever the wild magic charts come out, it's like, oh yeah, here we go again.
Yeah, that's just fun. And I'm very much a person who tries to push that. I know Sips is like, no, but I'm like, yes. So...
I love rolling those dice.
Yeah, it's always fun.
My favorite pair of D100s to roll. Okay, next question from Wolfric. What information did you want to say that no one has asked about yet?
Ooh, so like a certain topic, because that could be anything. It's like, ask me about my coin collection. Like, I don't know what else.
Everybody asking, what is Felix doing? But nobody's asking, how's Felix doing?
Yeah, see, there we go.
No, I'm kidding. Ironically, I am sick today, but no, I can't think of anything at the top of my head. But if I can think of something, maybe I'll mention it towards the end of the stream, because there might be some other questions. I've got a lot of questions in the queue. So hey, we might answer everything that that I might be wondering. Oh no, that's fine. We're fine. Yeah. Let's see. I just see your message of why Nightbot just automodding me again. It's all good. Black Belt Gamer 98. What is the style the Fool's Gold 2 podcast is going to be in? Like just play commentary or recount it from a character's point of view? No, that one would actually be like your like listening at the table. So
Yes.
think like Adventure Zone. We really enjoy that format. It'll be something like that.
Yeah, it's like if you listen to the Halloween and Christmas one-offs that
Yeah.
we did on my channel, that's pretty much what we're going for.
Yeah. Which are on your channel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Puffin and I both shared it.
Mm-hmm.
I know the first episodes are on his, and then it goes onto my channel because we were trying to figure out how to make something for both of our followings. So
Yeah. Oh, Wolfrig is asking, what style of metalwork would the Warforged of the Bellowing Wilds have? Like how Skyrim Dwarven, Steampunk, what metals are available in the Bellowing Wilds for this? So I haven't yet really fully addressed Warforged in my setting. Ironically, actually, when I met with my editor today, we were just talking about that. Like, hey, think of all these races and like how they end up like in the world, and especially other races like this. So I can't yet talk specifically about how the Warforged would look. I mean, really, that's up to you. Do whatever you like. But metals, pretty much all the like the normal mined metals are available. You know, you've got your copper, your iron, your silver, your golds, those kinds of metals. And actually, the Four Claimers did have access to some alloys and also titanium.
well, they had a lot of gold.
They have a lot of gold, which they used for, you know, constructions and circuitry and stuff like that. But hey, you make that Warforged however you want. It
Gold
totally
would be
works in the
sick.
jungle. Yeah, gold Warforged. Like, everybody just wants a piece of you, right? Klutz Lament is asking, I understand from various sources that Felix is doing the writing, Gothy is the primary artist, but I haven't heard what Dingo's role is. What is it? Oh, it's motivational support.
Nah, it's okay. So I pretty much like we have a great art director, which is Justin.
Justin Chan.
Yeah, Justin Chan. Sorry, last names lose me sometimes. But I pretty much like overlook everything and just make sure that everything's like consistent with that as well. Just being like, yeah, that's what we're going for, and like I do a lot of art direction for that. Not as much as obviously Justin. So, but I'm just the one that kind of points people in the right direction. If
Yeah,
they get lost.
I mean, Dingo's kind of like partnering up with Justin, because if Dingo had to go through all the art, then she wouldn't have much time to work on episodes anymore.
Oh God, yeah. I'm
So-
so grateful for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you,
So every day, Dingo dedicates a bit of her time to going through all the art, making sure everybody's on track, and a lot of the rest goes to myself, because this is currently my main focus, aside from my other ventures, and Gothy.
I also do I do a lot of creative work with it.
Yes,
Like Felix and I are constantly talking,
always.
making conversation of just being like, well, wouldn't this be cool? And like, wouldn't this be awesome? Like a lot of the towns I helped with just like the designs, like
Yeah.
the thought design of it, being like, wouldn't it be cool if you like did this and like added this? And what if there was just a giant bone there, you know, and just like all these things, right?
Yeah.
Because world building is my strength, actually.
It's her jam. Like, if you always say like, oh, what's like your best GM quality? Dingo is a master at world building.
So like,
Really, really solid.
yeah, just like crazy worlds and like making them just like feel lived in is usually what I'm pretty good at.
And Gothy, Dingo, and myself, we're actually like in a little art studio. We've actually rented ourselves a space. We're all in the same room where we work together on this, and we like probably meet once a day to exchange ideas. So
Yeah.
everybody's a part of the creative process for sure.
It's a creative hub.
And you've really helped me out on some towns. Thank you.
Well, I know you struggle sometimes with that. Like you are amazing at like combat and creatures and like just really cool stuff, but I'm glad I've been able to help you with
I really appreciate it. Well, the next question. Cosmic Sandwich Cat. Love it. What does Pyrite have to do with the actual campaign? I feel like either hasn't been explained or I'm a massive fool. Let me just, before I answer that, have you mentioned the town of Pyrite in the show?
Have I?
You
Let me
haven't,
think.
have you?
I have not. I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think I've mentioned it. We have been there. We did do a lot of stuff there, but nothing that will really come up in the show.
Perfect. In that
Wasn't
case,
ready.
new content.
Yeah.
So, Pyrite is a town in the far west of the Bellowing Wilds. It's actually the main food hub of the jungle because after the first city was founded, there was a massive food shortage in the jungle because creatures were eating more people than people were eating creatures. And Pyrite was actually founded by a hardcore chef who wanted to fix that problem and actually like uprooted a bunch of the jungle just to make room for like farmland and cattle and those sorts of things. And the town itself, it's got like all these different smoke huts that all have like different colored smokes billowing out of their huts. Each one has like their own unique spice mixes. It's like a, what do we call it? Like barbecue town? Sometimes we refer to it as
Well, it's just a big meat town or something, or a big creature town.
meat town.
Meat town.
Yeah. But it's just a bunch of really hardy hunting and cooking folk.
Yep.
And once a year, they have the annual Bellowing Barbecue Festival. So if you visit, you have to check that out. Oh, crap. I just lost my cue. Oh, no, there it is. War Orc asking, what was the song that Sips was singing in the first episode?
I don't know what it would be like actually that would work in the world. But all I think about right now in my head is just like the Kids of America song from Digimon.
Whoa.
Kids in America, whoa.
Yeah, I see that. Or maybe it's like Kids of the Jungle or something like that.
Yeah, but I actually like once wrote a tweet about what song would be really good for him to sing, and it was like I think it's called like Bouncy Boy by
Bouncy Boy.
Yeah. Do you have it on?
I can post it in the chat.
Okay.
I'll find it. I'm not gonna stop talking while we do that, but
No,
I'll post it as soon as I have it.
Dumb thought.
Rickroll? No Rickroll in the jungle. Okay. Perfect, thank you. While I find that song, I'm just gonna ask you the next question.
Okay.
Once the Fool's Gold campaign is the story would be over,
Yes.
what would you do next in the future?
Yeah, I've answered this before, but essentially I want to tackle television, but not traditional cable television like Netflix and streaming services, because that's definitely where things are going. I want to be in a writer room, and I would like to write a television show, animated television show, that would ideally be based off of another campaign that I'm currently in as well, which I really adore. So, yeah, there's like a lot of potential for working in that industry. I just need to do it, which I'm terrified, but I know that I kind of just have to put my head down and find my way there, you know? Just keep working, and I'm hoping that some doors open up. I mean, of course, I'm going to be looking for doors. I'm not just going to, just think I just sit here and somehow it'll come to me. No, you have to work. You gotta work hard. So, yeah, that's my next step, is television. But that's quite a ways away, actually. You guys have a good amount to go. So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening.
Yeah. Okay, I posted up the song, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Next question.
Staring at this picture, just being like, oh, I hate it. But
Well, you're not escaping now. You have to finish it.
I can't escape it. It's...
Dingo, what type of layer do you use for shading?
I usually use, so I'm using Paint Tool SAR, which has like some interesting little tips and tricks that come with it. And so I have my layers that have all my flat colors on it. So you can see just like flat color. And then I go to my shading, which is another layer on top of my folder. And I use something called a clipping group. Or if you're in Photoshop, it's called a mask. So that I can't draw outside of the actual flat colors. So you see it's only like, it's just in the actual flat colors. And then I use a multiply layer, but sometimes I don't, depends on the actual color, but mostly I use multiply. And then when I'm done with the shading, the way I like it, I also go over it with like another color that kind of like adds some kind of depth to it. And I use a lock layer, which you can also use in Photoshop, and then you just add a little bit of color to it, so it can add some cool depth to it. Makes it interesting looking.
And what is your secret for your amazing hand?
Is this the chat? Or are you asking me this?
No, this is me. And Carson.
Meanie. Carson! Well, if you see, I have established some sort of, you have to go with circles. So you always start with a circle.
We start with a potato.
Yeah, we start with potato. And then we just, eventually we just get hand.
Yeah, it's like first you draw the hand, then you erase the fingers.
Yeah, and then you get fingers like this, and then and then you draw sword handle. Yes.
Perfect.
And then that. Wait.
What?
There we go.
There we go. And that was your free preview of the Dingo Doodles masterclass. You can sign up for only $999. Good times.
I'll get to it later when I can stare at it and figure out how to draw a freaking hand.
Here's a question from Wolfric. Yeah, sponsored by Skillshare. No. Where can I find a reference image of a weaver before the book comes out? Because I want to fail at drawing a weaver warforged for you guys. If you go to Gothy's Twitter, she played a weaver called Miri. That was in the one shot with Dead Aussie Gamer. If you look there, you'll find the art she made for Miri.
Yes.
She was a Acrobatios weaver. Transyuri is asking, have you heard of Rustage's One Piece D&D campaign? No, I haven't heard of it.
No.
Question from Dieter. Seeing how much cool stuff you homebrew, have you come up with a good way to rebalance things, or do you prefer to see how wild it gets? Typically, I like to see how wild things get. But
yeah, I live on the wild side.
Yeah.
Wild child.
I think you gotta turn up your mic a little bit.
Again?
Yeah, again.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I think I might have to get a new mic or something.
Yeah, maybe you can use mine. It's just weird how it gradually gets quieter.
Setting. It's on the right settings. It's directly in front of my face. It has been on. It hasn't moved. And it hasn't. I don't know, man. I might have to actually think about getting a new mic. You know, I've started with this mic, with YouTube, and I still haven't upgraded.
Yeah.
No, I guess not.
So yeah, I will sometimes rebalance things or balance things on the fly. For example, when I give my party an overpowered mech dragon, I had to build in a little failsafe. So that's why I put a soul crystal in there, which would make the mech dragon go
bonkers,
crazy if they were to abuse it or overuse it. But I live for chaos, so oftentimes it's just like, oh yeah, let's see how this goes. Or if they overuse it, let's see how this item breaks and what happens then.
Yeah.
Releasing some good wild magic.
Yeah, I find...
No, you go.
I was gonna say that, like, with balancing and stuff, it's interesting because, like, yeah, creatures and stuff, we just try it out and be like, did you die? And it's like, no, okay, good. And then we just keep moving on. Or did you die? And it's like, well, okay, then was it fair or was it not? But when it comes to like items and things like the giant mechanical dragon, it's a lot of trial and error, but it's also like I find that we tend to nerf ourselves on purpose so that we can have overpowered things. Like I actually make it a character trait that they don't like get overpowered. Like the reason, like Sips has soul magic now, right? He could technically just go up to anybody, go boop, and just push out their soul, and then be like, well, get good, and then just he won. And I don't want that because it's boring. And I was like, no, I'm gonna make it that Sips doesn't want to use it because it's not his powers. It's not him. And he's a guy who wants to be in control. And he doesn't like to be helped. So, yeah, I just kind of like nerf myself that way. Of just being like, well, he's not gonna use it that often. Because he doesn't want to.
Yeah, that works really well. We really appreciate that for you guys. Next question, because oh my god, the queue ever growing. Frederby, if you do live shows, can you please go to Canadian cities that aren't Toronto? The rest of us Canucks need live shows too. Well, hey, we're actually over in BC and Alberta all the time, so I totally feel that.
Yeah, most likely we would be doing stuff in like Edmonton and Vancouver, and then
we'll see.
I don't know if I want to go to Winnipeg.
We're not going to Winnipeg. No way.
I'm sorry, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just kidding, yeah.
How excited were you to do the collab with Helianas when you hit that stretch goal? Super excited. What I didn't expect is they were even more excited than me.
Yeah.
Jess lost his mind. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's super mutual. We're both very excited to do that collab, and it's gonna be so good. Craft those extra monster gears. Yeah. Next one. Transyuri, is the music from the moment we saw Gothy run into Godric going to be in the soundtrack that we'll get?
No. Because that is paid for from a guy who does hurdy-gurdy. It's a good song, and yeah. So but yeah, we don't own it. It was just like you're allowed to use it in the video as long as you pay for the right.
Yeah, we bought a commercial license for it.
Yeah, commercial license, but you can't resell it. Like we can't put it in an album and just resell it.
Yeah. Kenny's asking, what's your opinion on two wild magic sorcerers being in the same room?
That sounds like so much fun.
So much fun.
That sounds like so much fun. I'd love that. I wanna do something like that. Just like having Sips with like another magic caster, like a wild magic caster, and just be like, "What gonna happen?"
Yeah. I live for chaos. I would love to DM that scenario.
Yeah. Seems like fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, someone got the name of the artist, Alexei Vinogradov. Oh, those Russian names.
Yeah.
But yeah, super good music.
Yeah, he did best. I listened to his stuff. He's also the one who did the song for Vicky's Werewolf Change, which was cool.
Question from Hasman X. I know Dingo, Felix, and Gothy's player will be in the podcast. Would there be any guest appearances from other players or other D&D YouTubers? Very unlikely. Because our campaigns are pretty tight. Yeah, they're pretty tight. And I mean, this campaign in particular is actually an experiment of doing like a 2v1, right? 2 players, 1 DM, which is a format that's not really seen very often out and about. And we really want to explore how that goes, how that feels. So very unlikely there would be guest appearances, but I am thinking of maybe doing some other YouTube videos on the side, kind of talking about D&D topics. So there I would have guests. but not in the actual campaign.
Yeah, and I mean, like I could see us maybe doing stuff for like one shots.
Yeah.
Like I could see us like pairing up with Puffin Forest and Z
Yes.
to do like a fun like, yeah, here they are, and they just like bring in a character. Oh, they'd love that.
Yeah, totally. Here's a question for you, Dingo. What's your opinion on GIMP, the art tool?
Oh, I have seen it before, and I think I even tried to play with it really early on, but I never really fell in love with it. So unfortunately, I don't have a very strong opinion just simply because I haven't explored it. Yeah, I'm very much team Paint Tool Sai, but that's from childhood, baby.
Question from Kenny again. How much of your campaign was planned and how much was just going on the fly as the dice rolled at you? More than you think would be on the fly. I am a proud improv GM. I love to explore my campaigns with my players, and that requires me not knowing everything that's going on. And I enjoy offering my players really that freedom to do whatever they want. Like I give them a very tasty cookie crumb trail to follow, of course, but they really can do whatever they want, and I'll improv it. I love doing that. So I would say maybe 1/4, maybe 1/3 of it planned, 2/3 improv, rolling the dice.
I would say that too for that. And I mean, the interesting thing about like, because I'm retelling the story, right? And a lot of the stuff that you guys have watched, it's like none of it was planned specifically, like for that moment, or like these like in-depth decisions were actually just like spur of the moments or something like that. And I personally have to go back because I'm rewriting the entire campaign. It's like you have to think of it as like the campaign we played was the first draft, and now I'm telling the second draft because I have to implement foreshadowing. Because if I didn't implement foreshadowing for some of those moments, everybody would be like, what? And it was like, and I don't want people to be upset, so I have to like implement this foreshadowing that just didn't exist because you made it up on the fly. You made that moment up on the fly. So I have to like go like, well, okay, well, I'm going to add that piece of dialogue because of this so that it gives foreshadowing. And I also personally love foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing queen.
Yeah, that's another thing I do in my campaigns is like foreshadowing is my strong suit next to world building. So, you know, what I'm retelling, like, yeah, some of those things didn't happen when it comes to like some of the foreshadowing just because I had to implement it because at the time you didn't know that was gonna be a thing, you know? Like, you didn't know. I even remember you saying that like with Zanu you weren't 100% sure what he was.
It takes time sometimes.
Yeah, like for Sips, like you weren't 100% sure what Zanu was and how he was gonna be an influence on him and where his origin story was until you had like that like moment when you just like put all the strings together and realized all of our stories could connect.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of it, but it seems like a lot of people enjoyed it.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you agree?
I agree. 100%. I agree. Okay. Next question. Kozak 2501. Will the animated YouTube series finish up before the Kickstarters go out for delivery, or will we get more epic Sips stories? You guys will definitely be getting the Kickstarter stuff before the show is over.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid of spoilers because, like I said, the book is it's super open, so you can make your own adventure. You can replay Fool's Gold if like they did, if that's what you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it's very much make your own adventure if you want.
It's a whole world to explore and mess up.
Yeah, it's nice and like clean when you get it, and then you just go in there and destroy it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly grab me a drink, but while I do that, Dingo, Wolfric would really like to know, how do you draw a rock? I'll leave you to that.
Why do you do me dirty like that? That's... I mean, first you start with a circle. You always start with circles when you create drawings like this. Oh, wait. Like this. So you have your circle, right? Or yes, like circle. You got your circle, right? Okay. And then you start the racing. Oh, wait. You start the racing circle. And then, oh, but you think, oh no, my circle is starting to go away. And it's like, no, no, no. Here. And then you get to like the perfect touch, which I will find.
This is yet another preview of the Dingo Doodles masterclass.
Yes. And then you simply... Oh, there you go.
Yo, that's a good rock drawing. Look at that texture you drew on there.
I know, it's amazing.
Yo.
There we go. Now you have rock.
All right. Well, that's thoroughly answered. Wolfric, I hope your rock
It'll be
drawing skills...
$900.
Oh, there's the bill. All right. In 3 payments. Oh. Oh no, I lost my cue. No, there it is. Okay. God, how many times have I lost my cue today? You know, I keep seeing you avoid the hand. Like you're going like shading, and then you're just like you're scrolling around idly.
Everybody's watching because I'm just gonna like I'm gonna just stare at it, and then everybody's gonna be like, just draw, and it's like, no, I need to like. Okay, I'll try.
Draw the hand.
Fine.
Meanwhile, Black Belt Gamer 98 is asking, which race or class has been your favorite to work on for both of you? Mine would be the Weaver race, and I would say probably the Cryodon class because it has a Doom reference in it, and I love Doom. Because there's an ability called Rip and Tear, where you can rip off somebody's limb and make it into an improvised weapon to kill them with it.
It's very you.
It's very me. What about you?
To work on the book?
Yeah, like what's your favorite class and race?
That you have?
Yeah.
I adore Keenor's class.
The Splicer Warlock?
Yes. The Splicer Warlock is like my favorite that you made. Absolutely. And I think for race, I mean, yes, the Weavers are very good. I definitely am like, I want to play because I just love the aesthetic that we've all created and Gothi's players created. But I also do like the concept of the crystal golems. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you guys have a lot of good stuff coming your way for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think that's my favorite.
Cool. Then we've got another question from Kenny. What is your recommended ratio of DMs to players for a campaign? Honestly, that excuse me, that depends very much on the DM. I've been in small games. I've done a 1v1 with Dingo. Mm-hmm. I've been at a player with been at a table with I think 8 players.
No, we had 10.
10 players? Yeah, that was nuts. Really, the question is, how much time do you have? Because if you go into even one combat encounter, it's gonna take a while. So
yeah, if you have 10 players, absolutely.
It's gonna take a while. But that's really the main difference. I don't mind DMing for more or less people. The fewer people you have, the deeper you can dive into individual stories. But if you have a large group, well, then you have to make a kind of a group story, right? You can't go into every single person's backstory as deeply as you could if it's just 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, I think for me the sweet spot is 3 to 2 players
Hmm.
and a DM. I think that's my favorite.
Yeah.
And then my highest is 5 players that I would want. Like after that, I'm like, it's starting to get too much for me because I start to like, a long combat, like you said, and yeah, things just
Yeah.
take more time, and you don't get to really fine tune it as easily. You can, of course, but it takes a lot of effort and stuff. But as a DM, I like 2 players, but that's because I've only done up to 2 players. And I find that it's actually pretty overwhelming to have more than that. But
Yeah, I personally go up to 6.
yeah.
But more than that, I'm starting to lose that good character backstory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, ultimately, it's up to you. No wrong answer here.
Hands.
Do it. VGA 518. For the Calandria expansion, will there be enough information on the royal family that we could potentially play a Calandria that wasn't overthrown by Beauclair, like stopping her before the coup? Yes. Simple answer. You're going to get the full context and history of that place, and it'll give you all the information you need to do whatever you want with it. If you want to have your own version where Beauclair was never even there, it's completely its own kingdom, yeah, you can do that. Wolfric is asking, was Sips eating the maggot-filled heart in the Halloween episode foreshadowing for him eating another heart? Nah, it wasn't. That was just me trying to gross out my players.
Yep. Yeah,
That-
I didn't implement that one. That was him.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, that it's not even really canon, to be honest. That one shot, it was just a fun little Halloween thing.
It was just funny because I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
God, fingers.
Do the fingers. Kenny's asking, what's your favorite part and your least favorite part of world building, Dingo?
My favorite part is creating like cookie places. Like I guess like the cities and stuff and how they work and how they work with their environments. So I love making environments, and so if you have like a forest, it's kind of like, why is the town there, and what do they use in order to sustain themselves, and like what is their signature thing that they make that people love, like do they make pies, do they make really good houses, what kind of houses. I also love to make everything really ridiculous, like huge things. Um, my friends were comparing me to I guess One Piece. I've never watched One Piece, so I don't really know. But like when it comes to like their crazy world building, apparently I'm like in that same kind of vein. The one thing I don't like about world building is the politics stuff. So it's just like this king doesn't like this king because of this, and like all this other stuff, and like why did they do this war, and like, well, why it's just like politics. I'm not a fan of that as much. So
Yeah, I guess in another world, you might be building it and I might be bringing the life into it, or like the drama.
The drama, that's my problem, is
The
that I
drama.
make these beautiful worlds that have no conflict in them. It's like,
Yeah.
damn it, but yeah, that's one of my things that I struggle
Yeah.
with, is just creating a story,
Good
which
answer.
is silly for me, but
It's a good answer.
mhm.
Hey, Grim Gaming Reaper wants to know, is Rooster a fire genasi? Or genasi?
No, he is not.
Yeah. What's he all about?
We are planning to make him. We haven't really decided the name of the race yet.
It's gonna be
100%.
something along the lines of like a half genie or demi genie, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a half genie. It's just like somebody who's not a genie but was created by a genie. So, and he just like, people keep thinking he's a genie. And he has some genie aspects to him. Like, the bands. He definitely has a lamp. Or a hookah. Because I love it. And so yeah, he's gonna be interesting, and he has gold teeth, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. But the race is, still to be developed.
Yeah.
Anyways, next one. Where am I at here? Here it is. Dieter wants to know, don't know if this has been discussed yet, but what made you land on the name Sips?
Oh yeah. So everybody keeps telling me that there's like a YouTuber that has a name that is Sips.
Yeah, which is funny to me because I'm personally like a fan for him for a while.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I didn't know about that. I had heard of the Yogcast, but I've never actually like I don't know who they are individually. Like I don't know the cast.
Yeah.
But Sips's name came from me sipping a glass of water, and I'm not exaggerating. That's literally it. Was like we were all around the table making our characters, because we usually make all our characters together, and we were all like pitching little names for our characters and all that stuff. And originally I landed on Sneeze for Sips, but then I was like, I don't think that really fits what I'm going for, which was more like a Zenyatta type character, which did not last long. And I was just like, well, what's another funny sound or some kind of like funny thing? And then I remember I was drinking a glass of water, and I was like, what if I just called him like Sip? And I was like, that's dumb. Sips, how about that? And and then we all agreed, and it was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then that was it.
It couldn't be any other name. That was the one.
Yeah, well, it was like, when you have a gut feeling on something?
Yeah.
Like a fire that burns, and you're like, that's it, that's the thing. That was totally Sips' name.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why am I calling him Sips? And I was like, I don't know, it's funny. And then, but my gut was like, you have to do it. And I was like, okay. And then I did it. And here's the result. So I guess I trust my gut, even though it's a dumb name.
I like it.
I'm so...
Oh, here's a very, very important question. This question is from Serious Whimsy. When will Dingo draw the hand?
It is...
No joke. This is the next question in my queue.
I know, it's funny. I am staring at it, and I knew this was going to be my issue. Yeah.
Yo, right
it's
now...
It's backwards. That's my problem, is that it's like, it's up and turned, and I need to take some pictures of my own hand, but because I'm live streaming, I can't. So it's like...
I got a pro gamer move for you. Rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise.
You're like, yeah.
90 degrees, not 180.
But this one makes my brain understand.
Perfect. That's what I meant.
Okay.
I'm motivated to help you draw this hand because that hand is between me and dinner right now. So
well, I'm not. We're still gonna be leaving in like half an hour, regardless of the hand.
No. The hand has to be done. Otherwise, we're gonna do a 24-hour live stream.
No.
Next question. Drewski789 on Discord is asking, who and what was Abby before she got cursed and became a red panda beast folk? You know what? I have no idea. Because her entire identity is based on her current existence. And as part of a beast folk being created, when they are created via that curse, they lose all their memories. And that was my excuse, and I'm sticking with it, that I do not have to come up with her entire backstory. So, but what's important for her right now is Abby at the moment. She's a chiropractor and a massage therapist, and she's a honorable citizen of Alchemist Quarry, and she's renowned for her skills to, crack people's backs and let them stress out. She's good at what she does. And she actually helped them take down the Tarrasque, so give that panda some respect.
Nobody knows that yet.
Nobody knows that yet, but Abby was in the fight.
Yeah. See, what I I talked about this before, but I did leave out that we actually did attempt to like fight the thing. But in the episode 2, I think, is when I'm just like, we just kind of ran around and didn't really do much because I didn't want to explain so much that had happened during that whole thing. Like there was so much that happened during that fight of just like Abby and the mech dragon and going to Bundarico and like the giant amount of freezer potion and stuff like that. Like there was so much stuff happening that I was on episode 2 and I was like, I'm not explaining all of this. This will take up the entire episode and it's also going to make everybody get lost. So I'm just going to not talk about it and get to the conclusion, which was Kinora dealt with it.
Oh yeah. That was a crazy fight.
That was whack. And I mean,
whack.
It was whack. And one thing I can say about Abby during that whole thing is she did break her arms.
She broke her own arms to help you guys.
Yeah, well, she broke one of her arms.
One of her arms, yeah.
But she like
still, she broke her arm to help you.
No, yeah, it was insane. Like she's a little, like I was gonna say a bad word, but in a good way. She
ain't a little quack.
No, she's a kick butt person.
Kick butt person, right?
There we go. So yeah, she did some crazy stuff, but
yeah, she used some of those Cryodon abilities against it.
Yeah, that's the reason why we're like, we have to implement her class in this because she was so awesome and like she had such cool moves that we had to do it. So yeah, she's a little kick butt person.
Yeah. And all her abilities be in the book, as promised. Kenny's asking, what's your opinion of multiple DMs running a campaign?
I don't know how it works.
Well, I know a bit about how it can work, which is like, it's Joe Cat rating with a party of 308. Hey, Joe, what's up? Yo, hey. Welcome to the Q&A.
Welcome to the Q&A. Hey.
Well, that's a lot of people.
A lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Welcome, guys. Lemon Raid.
We talking about Fool's Gold book stuff and also just Fool's Gold stuff in general. And
yeah, it's a Q&A. So if you got any questions, we're on for a little bit longer. We might be able to get to them. But what were we just talking about? We were talking about multiple DMs running a campaign.
How it works.
Yeah.
That seems like magic to me. But I guess I can understand how it works when it comes to like, I guess one person makes the town and one person makes like the NPCs and the problem and then the other one runs it.
Yeah, well, it's about specializing, right? So you have they can each really hone in on certain areas and pre-plan them and flesh them out like more, than if you only have one person, you're one woman, you can only do so much.
One job. Yeah.
Exactly. But for myself, I wouldn't jive with that because like I want to I am able to keep it all in my head and run it fairly smoothly from there. So I don't know if it would work for me. But I see how it can work pretty well. And it would just increase your production value, really. Like you can make a better encounter because you have a DM that's just like he has the entire like monster manual in his head and he's just ready to go,
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Next question. Where were we at? There. What are your favorite monsters in the Bellowing Wilds? The Mech Dragon, the Dire Tarask. Those were definitely my two favorites. Oh, actually, you know what? Gotta say the Mercury Dragon, though. I really like the Mercury Dragon.
That was in the Bellowing Wilds, though. That was Kylan?
It still counts. Moss Wyvern's pretty rad. The sheep. I love the sheep. I had just a stroke of genius when I made them.
I hate the sheep.
I
Because
know.
you had a stroke of
That's
genius
why I
with
love
them.
Oh, they're so good. Can't wait to hear people's own stories on the sheep when they
That's
encounter them
true.
with their players.
Yeah, that's true. When they interact with them, I'm definitely excited. Please,
Yeah.
people like tweet at me about it because
Yeah, please tell us
I
the
want to hear
stories.
about it.
Black Belt Gamer 98 wants to know. Oh wait, did you have another favorite monster you want to mention before I move on?
Maybe other than like, I think the Tarbogs are cool.
Ah, the Tarmogs are really rad. I think most of these guys are already on the Kickstarter page, so you can check out the art there.
Ooh, also things in the zoo. You guys
The
will know
Four-Claimer
what that
Zoo?
is. Yeah, you guys will know what that is.
The Amalga Hound is posted, so you can see the mini sheet for it.
Oh yeah, that thing is the best.
Yeah, Amalga Hound. So sick. Okay, Black Belt Gamer 98. Any advice you two have for folks making homebrew settings of their own? Have fun with it. Don't be afraid of plot holes.
Fix them later.
Yeah, fix them later. If people call out your plot holes, you just simply say, "Isn't that interesting?" And then you move on with it. And then later after the session, you panic and figure out how you fix the plot hole.
Yes. That's our signature move.
DMing 101.
Panic.
Later, Carson.
Bye.
Yeah, that's like my top tip for it. And the rest is just like, I mean, think about how you want to design it, right? It's your world. Have fun with it. There's no rules.
Yeah, I think I've come to realize, because when I started to share our stories, I realized not a lot of people homebrew, which has been all we do. So I was like realizing by talking to people that people don't homebrew because they're really scared. They're really scared of like because they don't understand how the stats work and like how to balance properly. They have this like barrier in their mind.
Yeah.
That they can't homebrew because they're gonna like kill their players or make it unfair, or like their things gonna be really stupid or something like that. It's just like, bruh, my entire campaign was all homebrew and I didn't understand D&D at all. It's just like it was a miracle they didn't die. Well, you didn't die, which I think you did at one point, but anyway. So it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't even think about it being like consequences of just like bad balancing. It's like, no. You test it out, you see if it works. If it doesn't, then it's fine, you move on. And then you also adjust in gameplay. Like, I adjust in the combat as it's happening.
Yeah.
Because
you don't have to lock yourself into a corner. You can go, like, you can tweak things as you play.
Yeah, just like, because if you start to notice like, oh, they dying, but like way too early, like it's just like the third round or third round, and you're like, ooh, okay, maybe it was a little too heavy hitter. Then you just reduce their health, like the monster's health, and just be like, okay, well, it'll be a little easier to kill it. And then if the players die and you kind of messed up, then it's like, well, let's then do a quest about you getting back your body or something like that and make it fun.
Yeah.
Because I messed up, my bad, but we're going to make it fun instead, so.
Yeah, exactly. And another tip, I mean, like, this is similar to what you just said, is when you homebrew, you kind of have to get over yourself. If you're just like, oh, is this cringy? Or like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. Well, guess what? Your players are your guinea pigs, so just go for it. If it doesn't work, they'll tell you. Ask them for feedback. If they're like, nah, I didn't really like that, it's like, cool, now you know. It's not going to ruin the whole campaign. No. You can always retcon it, worst case. But that's the best way to playtest things.
Yeah, just have a good group of friends for it that understand and get it, that this is hard.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yes, Serum76 is saying in chat, like, Moss Wyvern was a bit easy in our playtesting, so we gave it a few more hit points. And it's like, absolutely, I've got that feedback a couple times. I've already buffed it up a little bit in the next version. Like, this is the best way to homebrew. Just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks, have fun. And don't, like, no cringe. Don't be afraid of being cringe. Like, just do it. Have fun.
My whole campaign was cringe. That's
Yeah,
the whole
like-
point.
Like, look, if you're playing D&D, you're already like peak cringe. So it doesn't get any
Did
worse.
you just call everybody cringe who plays D&D?
Yes. Because that's just gonna break all the ice ever.
I guess. I'm sorry. You didn't mean it. No. No, I get it. It's just like, yeah, just
You know what I
like,
mean,
we
right?
all are nerds. We all know that this is just for fun.
We're all playing D&D here. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm calling people out. The chat's going nuts. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
You know you're all cringe.
We're all cringe here. I mean, it's D&D, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's
but-
fun.
Yeah, it is.
And
everybody's
if
here.
fun is cringe, I'll be cringe. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. I love D&D.
I still hate the hand.
Well, you got a bit more to go to fix it. Cosmic Sandwich Cat. When does Felix make the poll for dinner? You know what? I don't know if I have polling powers in this chat, but we've actually got leftovers, so no dinner
We have
poll this time.
leftovers. Yeah,
Yeah.
no poll because I am not cooking something else.
No, Dingo's made. We got some delicious leftovers. Dingo cooked some nice peanut. What would you call that dish?
Well, it's like a peanut coconut Thai dish.
It's like a peanut satay, kind of, right?
Yeah, but it's with noodles and chicken and
Yeah. Oh, so good.
it's very good. It's kind of like it's like Thai fettuccine alfredo.
Yeah.
But with peanut and coconut.
I'm just gonna publicly say real quick, you're a really good cook, and I'm very,
Aw,
very happy that you are such a good cook and that you enjoy cooking.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's the next question. Drago Siegfried. I feel like I have to read this voice. Like, hang on. Drago Siegfried. I got a question. Do you guys know a series called Fairy Tale?
I've heard of it. I've never actually watched it.
Ditto. I actually used some of the music from Fairy Tale for Sneeze's death in the session.
Really?
Yeah, I did. The sad death music, that was from Fairy Tale.
I don't even remember the songs because it was
It-
so long ago.
It had like bagpipes in it.
Mm.
Yeah. What do you mean Felix do the high? What high? Oh, like the hoi! Like that one?
Hoi!
Kenny, what's your favorite way to run Werebeasts? Item, inherited curse, or viral contagion?
Ooh.
All of the above?
There are no limits with this.
Did you hear? No, I didn't turn into Temmie. I just. Hoi!
Hoi!
Hoi! I mean, look, I do have some lower pitched voices, but I'm actually like really good at doing the high pitched ones. If I wasn't sick right now, because my throat's like dying, but like, hoi! That's what you get. Wolfric, what's for dinner? We just answered that. So, Xavier Dean 1, who initially pitched the idea of Sips's curse. Who was it?
Wasn't it?
Who-
Oh,
who?
wait. No,
Wasn't it you?
well, I mean, wait. I'm trying to think of like, are we talking about like creation time?
Well,
I think-
okay, no, Jack, you created Sips in like with that concept in mind of like he's got like a cursed hand.
Yeah, but the thing is that concept. Yeah, okay. So the cursed hand, I think I came up with, but the severed, like having a severed hand, that was from Julian's player, because
Right.
Julian's player was just like, hey, you're playing a monkey. Why don't you just like have the like? Because we were trying to think of what's his motivation, like what is he doing, and I was like, well, why doesn't like. She was like, well, why doesn't he just look for his like severed hand? Because monkeys always have that magical paw thing. And then I was thinking like, well, wouldn't it be funny if there was another hand in place of his original hand? And then we were thinking about like what would be the implications of that. And then what if we made it like a curse thing? Because then I started to think of the idea of like the two hands, the two different types of hands, like
Yeah.
Zenyatta. So, because Zenyatta has healing and also has the debuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, what if I made a D&D character based off of that? And so,
Yeah, the evil hand.
yeah, the evil hand. And then I thought of like, well, wouldn't it be cool if like it like started to take over his body, and then like what you could play with alignments that way, and then of course it built from there. But a lot of that stuff, like that was the 20. We actually I can almost pinpoint the date we made Sips. Almost.
Really?
Yeah, it was October. I swear it was October 14th or 15th.
You have it. You have the date?
Yeah. You know how
Bruh.
I know that? I know. You know how I know that? Because we were all having our big birthday party bash. Is when we made the characters.
Bruh.
And then, so that was 2016. And then the Monday, so that was like Saturday, Sunday, because we must have had a party on Saturday, I think, which is like our big birthday bash that we usually do. And then the Monday is when I drew him for the first time.
Bruh.
Yeah. So, because I posted it on the Monday. So, because I was so excited, I think I drew him on the Sunday and then I posted him up on the Monday, or I drew him that day. I don't remember. But yeah, so I have like a date of when all our characters were created.
Holy quack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have
way
like
to flex on everyone with your memory just now.
Yeah, I have really good date memory for some reason.
Yeah.
But also, to be fair, the Instagram post does have a date on it.
Oh, you cheater.
Hey.
I just gave you full credit for that in my mind.
No. That's no. Like I said, the Instagram has the date. Like,
Oh, okay.
Like, no. But I do, like, it was 2016, October 14th, I think. Or 15th.
Still, bruh. Yeah, well now you know the exact date of his creation.
Well, that's like everybody's birthday, except Arena. Arena was made on a different time. Because Arena wasn't made until Carson, her players, came back from a trip he was at. So, and then he made Arena. So we only have, like, we should be wrapping up pretty soon.
Sure, I can gauntlet these last few questions.
So we should be doing like, last questions.
Okay. Speed run. Dark Troid. Hello, will you guys ever release the Christmas one shot you did with Puff and Forest? We did release that, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did release that.
But I think they might be asking about another one, maybe.
Okay, yeah, because if you check, I think it was on your channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you check on Dingo Doodles YouTube channel, it should be uploaded there. But I don't think it was taken down, so it should definitely be there. Will we do another one? Likely, I just don't know when yet. Depends when everybody's got time. It's a very chill arrangement.
It won't be this year.
Not this year, I can tell you that.
Yeah, probably next year. I would like to do it for maybe Easter. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And by the way, we can't do it this year because we're going to be at PAX Unplugged.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you guys
Make that
want,
announcement.
yeah, we should announce that. PAX Unplugged this year. We finally got it all nailed down and confirmed. We even got a panel going on. So you guys should come hang out, see us, not shake hands, 6 feet apart.
Yeah, stay away from me.
Stay the quack away from me.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're going to be there to hang out, and we're going to be at the Hit Point Press booth as well. So
and so is
and I think we can do the signing, right?
we haven't confirmed it yet.
Okay, hopefully.
We don't know 100% if we can do a signing or not.
We're gonna try.
Obviously, it's not going to be for the book.
Yeah. Bring your books. Maybe next year.
Yeah, but we're gonna have a panel, and it's gonna be with Joe, Kat, and Puffin, and
Jess. Yeah. And ourselves.
And ourselves. So, but we need to make a proper announcement for it. Like,
yeah, we will. I'm just kind of dropping this now. Hey, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, it's no big deal, but it's we're just like, we have to make a proper announcement.
So anyways, keeping the flow going, Siri, Jester, Question for both Felix and Dingo. Favorite race, class, subclass combo? I don't have one too specific, but my favorite races are monstrous races, especially from 3.5. And while I do love magic, I really enjoy some of the martial classes, especially the 3.5 Crusader. That was one of my favorite classes. Dingo, what about you?
Favorite race is Drow. Favorite class is Sorcerer. So yeah, I mean, but I have to say, like, wild magic is my jam, but I can never do it again because Sips was too good. It would be feeling weird to do it again. So yeah.
Wolfric. So I'm just gonna keep flying through these. So we can get to some.
We have to
What is Sneeze's favorite swear word? It's quack, and sometimes he also uses quack.
Yep.
Drago. Sorry, this is Drago again. Drago Siegfried. Wait, you guys know Fairy Tale? How about Rave Master and Eden's Zero? Do you guys know those series? No, I don't.
No, and we also said we don't know Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
we only know
we've heard of it, right? But I haven't even heard of these other ones, unfortunately.
Yep.
But we really enjoyed ReZero now I think about it. Oh, no, sorry, that's Eden Zero. No, it's a different show, but ReZero I like.
ReZero was good. Season 1's good.
Season 2 doesn't exist. Don't watch season 2. Kenny, what inspired you to choose a Japanese macaque? God. The hot spring monkey as Sips' appearance.
That was inspired by Gothi's player. She drew Sips first. The Sips that you know now. I actually drew Sips as a different version, like a different type of monkey, and then she drew that one, and I was like, ooh, I like that, and then we just kind of played off of that.
Cool. Gazebo Baklava asks, will we ever learn more about Sneeze? Yes. Trans Yuri's asking, I have a theory. Was Sneeze created by Sips? You'll find out eventually what Sneeze is all about.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Wolfric, for the Warforged becoming a Weaver, do you think it would be a good idea to play off that cursed hand, arm, body part to force an organic element into the Warforged that is allowing the Weaver's magic to work better? I mean, it's up to you. You know?
That sounds pretty sick.
That sounds pretty sick. Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Go for it.
Sorry, I'm going to butcher the name. Giaxo 12. It sounds like a really cool mech, to be honest. No offense. Do you watch Belkanos Necrohunt or any other D&D campaign? So we don't really watch many D&D campaigns because we enjoy playing more than watching, and it's such a big time commitment. However, I have peeked a few times into Joe's show, actually. Now that you bring it up, I have been there a few times. I've never committed to a full episode, but I do check in every once in a while. I like their roleplay a lot. And I nailed your name? Hell yeah. Anyways, we're caught up. That was the last question.
Hey!
Woo! Hey. Cool. Yeah. How's that hand? Did you get it done in time?
It's all right.
You've got like this stray black pixel on the top left. Like, it's killing me. If you can please.
I know, I can see it.
Please.
It's like he's got giant hands. And
no, not that. It's at the top left of his hair. Like go to his hair. And go up. Left. Yeah. Yeah. Now that. That felt good. Anyways, thank you guys for all the questions. This has been really fun.
I'm probably gonna fix the hand later.
Stop drawing and do the outro with me.
I'm still not happy with it.
Zoom out so the chat can see it. Zoom out. Let them admire it.
There's some other stuff that I'm not.
Stop fixing it! Stop it! Yeah.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't heard, no, that's a weird intro for that. We have a Kickstarter. Go support the Kickstarter if you're into that.
Yeah. We got the Fool's Gold Into the Bellowing Wilds Kickstarter still going on. And it's on until November 18th.
18th. We've got 15 more days. We just unlocked the $1 million stretch goal with the Calandria expansion. The next stretch goal is...
damn it.
What?
The last 5 minutes, I swore the last time.
Oh, we got you!
No!
Yeah, someone swore. It's not just me.
No, but is hell really even a swear? It's in
It's
the
not. You know
Bible.
what? In grade 8, I got into like a loud argument with a teacher about that fact.
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
I was pretty
Dang it.
badass grade 8er. Anyways, so we just did unlock the $1 million stretch goal for virtual tabletop assets and the Kylandria expansion,
Hey.
which I'm super excited to work on, even though it's making my editor sweat. That's not a swear, shut up, Wolfric. And we have the next stretch goal at 1.25 mil for even more minis, even more. And
The duck.
with the duck, the best mini of them all. And then, of course, we've got another big one, big beefy one at 1.5 million, where we're going to make Fool's Gold 2 Sans podcast, which we would really like to do. So, hey, if we can reach it, we're going to make something pretty dang sick. If you want to check out more of my stuff, I mean, at the moment, I'm really focused on writing the book, but sometimes I'm on Twitter at Felix Ernich. That's IRNICH. And also, I do some casual Twitch streaming, twitch.tv/finalbossfelix. Otherwise, if you care about what Dingo does at all, I don't know, she's like this small YouTuber. You can find her at the Dingo Doodles YouTube channel. And the next episode is dropping on the 11th, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. If
Thursday
not,
next week.
yeah, it's like either that day or before. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll be that day.
And if you're not following her yet, on Twitter and I think also Instagram, right? Yeah, at Dingo Doodles.
Yeah, though I think on Instagram it was like Dingo's Doodles.
Dingo's Doodles, because
Yeah.
the name was taken, I think.
Yeah, somebody already had it, so eh.
Yeah. And of course, we've got, we took over this Twitch today, but there is a lot of other shows coming up. I think the next one is tomorrow. Hang on, I can pull up the
No, yeah,
announcement,
it's
right?
tomorrow.
The next one is tomorrow.
2 p.m. Eastern. And
Allie is painting Gothy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
which
didn't mean to cut you off
I'm
there.
personally probably gonna watch it. So.
Oh, like the entire Fool's Gold group's gonna be in that chat. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
We're all gonna
mostly.
be hanging out there to watch Allie paint again. She's so good at it.
Yeah, she's amazing at it. So
Yeah.
and also to say that the music that we had at the beginning, and I don't know if it's still going, was the Fool's Gold soundtrack,
Yep.
part of the Fool's Gold soundtrack by Command Creative Studio. So they've done a bang up job on making some tunes for us and things that I'm going to be also implementing into the show as well. So look forward to that.
Yeah. Lots of exciting stuff coming, and hey, maybe we'll crack that 1.5 mil goal on the Kickstarter. I got my
Dang.
fingers crossed. I mean, like, thank you all for your support, not just for the stream and not just for the Kickstarter, but generally, like, thank you for enabling Dingo, myself, and all our friends to work on creative stuff for you. We're hoping to create a lot more really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But with that, I am actually really sick, so I am going to go eat some dinner and then pass out probably to hopefully get better. And have a good night, everybody.
Yeah,
We'll see you next time. Maybe another QA next week.
Yeah, thanks for popping by.
Thanks for popping by. Have a
Bye.
hella good night.
Nah.
Ah!
Bye.
Ah!
Ah. Ah.